Thank you very much. There shall now be an opportunity for our silent prayer. Thank you. We may be seated. Honorable members, thank you very much. Just a reminder to all of your good selves that in terms of our rules, the time allocation for member statement is as follows, that each statement is 1.5 minutes. MEC's response to a statement is 2 minutes and a maximum of 7 statements under this rule that is allowed. Are there any member statements? Honorable Malapeng.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the African National Congress, I would like to applaud the 7th administration on their quest to deal with water crisis in various municipalities and its commitment to tackling South Africa's water security challenges, as well as ensuring reliable, sustainable water and sanitation services for all citizens. Water and Sanitation recently held an Indaba that took place during the National Water Month and Human Rights Month. The Indaba outlined the importance of water as a fundamental human right and a critical resource for socio-economic development. The 7th administration recognizes the urgency of addressing water and sanitation challenges to uphold the dignity and well-being of all citizens. Honorable Speaker, the funding of municipalities, revenue collection, illegal water connections, and water tanker mafia are also the contributing factor that are killing South Africa's water infrastructure. The Department of Water and Sanitation 2023 No Drop report also finds that on average, 32% of water was lost nationally and 54.9% in Mpumalanga. We propose that the Department of COGTA, together with the relevant stakeholders, convene a similar Indaba in the province to discuss water crisis as it has reached a critical point. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Malapeng. Honorable MEC COGTA.
Thank you, Honorable Premier, Honorable Speaker, to Honorable Premier and indeed Honorable members. Thank you and good morning. Well, Speaker, we welcome the member statement from Honorable Malapeng, and we welcome it indeed. It is true, water is life. The water Indaba took place last week. It was a good one. We have managed to outline and agree with a number of challenges. One of the problems is about the dams. And in Mpumalanga, we're one of the provinces that doesn't have sufficient dams. And that's why here in Mbombela, there's a contemplation of establishing a dam as well to respond to the bigger challenge that we face of development. We are going to have the water Indaba as a province as well. We agree with the so-called water mafia tankers, and we are contemplating establishing a proper tariffs so that there is no people who are overcharging municipalities using that score. Water is life, and we can't afford that our people can buy water from anyone. That's what we are doing. We've established a team to relook the issue of the water leakages. Majority of our municipalities, they've got a lot of leakages, so at the end of the day we can keep that. So we welcome this member statement. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC. Honorable Ntweni Bungane.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Greetings to yourself, greetings to the Honorable Premier, honorable members. Honorable Speaker, I rise on behalf of Umkhonto weSizwe Party to express a deep concern on how community complaints are treated by the executive of Dr. Pixley Seme local municipality. Ms. Dumazile Zuma purchased a site in 2019 in order to build her home in Dr. Pixley Aseme local municipality in an affluent area called Juba Park. Despite complying with all the relevant regulations, the municipality halted her construction project, citing that there is a bulk water pipe crossing through the site. They committed to remove the pipe in 2 weeks, and the pipe has never been removed to date. The municipality's decision to halt the construction project has cost Ms. Zulu significant financial loss, since she had to rent a place where she can live, paying approximately 5,000 each month since 2020. She also suffered emotional distress and uncertain about her future because officials of the municipality, including the municipal manager, the speaker, and the executive mayor, made false promises to have the pipe removed from her site. This insight highlights inconsistent and unfair treatment of community members, which also undermine the trust and confidence of residents and potential investors. Honorable Speaker,
Towards closure.
we therefore request the following measures to be taken. The MEC of Kokta to investigate the municipality's decision regarding the pending construction of the house project of the to be built in Stand 4 First Avenue, Juba Park, Volkskraft, in Dr. Pixley Aseme local municipality. The MEC of Kokta ordered.
Pungane, your 1.5 minutes has long lapsed.
Just to finish, the order, the MC Kokta ordered the municipality to attend the removal of the bulk pipe as matter of agency. May give the time frame on when the pipe issues will be attended. I thank you.
Honorable Member.
I
Honorable
thank you.
MEC.
Thanks, Honorable Speaker. Indeed, we welcome the member statement from Honorable Mtsweni Pungane. It is indeed correct that we can't allow any misfortune to the community as such, and the matter shall be investigated. What we're not able to commit is to order, because we can only do that after we have done proper investigations to determine the wrongness part. But for the Ms. Zulu will attend the matter. From where we sit, the mayor is a good and collected person. So this accusation did require investigation, and we are going to attend the matter. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC. Any other member? Honorable Muela.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. Greetings to your good self, the Honorable Premier, and all other honorable members. The African National Congress in the Mpumalanga province is delighted and appreciate the Department of Community Safety, Security and Liaison for handing over 74 vehicles to South African Police Services. The SAPS and other law enforcement remains the key pillars in the fight against crime, maintenance of public order, and other key responsibilities. These vehicles are a response to the public outcry that police are not adequately resourced to respond to crime. Honorable Speaker, building a safer communities is a collective effort, and these vehicles will enhance the capabilities of the police to enable them to serve the communities more effectively. As the ANC, we appreciate the delivery of these vehicles and encourage communities to continue working with police in fight against crime. Police needs tools of trade so that they can be able to execute their task as required. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Muela. Honorable MEC Safety.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Good morning to our good self, the Honorable Premier, members of the Executive and members of the Legislature. Indeed, Honorable Speaker, we are grinding towards a safer Mpumalanga province. These tools of trade that we have distributed to all our police stations, we want to make sure that indeed the police force are utilize this motor vehicle, because you will recall that there was an outcry that when communities visited the police station, they will complain that the response in terms of the police into attending the complainant or any crime that happened around their areas. They indicate that there was a shortage of vehicles. We are addressing this issue, so that hence we have distributed the 74 vehicles and also 2 for the detective, so that we able to investigate properly, so that we have conviction towards the perpetrators. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC. Any other member statement? Honorable Ndlovu.
Inkomo Speaker, nipushela Premier ya Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature, Honorable Mandla Ndlovu, nipushela na leader ya EFF, Commissar Colin Sidibe, nipushela na indlo inkwayo. Speaker, I rise on behalf of the economic freedom fighter to express our deepest concern following the shocking discovery of the principal of Lamulelani High School in Mr. Eric Malikane in Bushbuck Ridge, Amadrans. Ule kuholeni Speaker amali ya kutira akara atsamia kaya for almost 6 years. Anzaka loko vatswari va complainile hi mhaka ya ti results ta matric ta 2018. Speaker, Mr. Eric utshame hi ti 3 ta May 2018 until now. And ayena ntsena Speaker, na le Thembisile Hani hina exikolweni xa Thembalinhle Primary School kuna nhloko ya xikolo na yona leyi nga yo tshama yi holaka mali ya government yi karhi yi nga ri ku tirheni. Eka EFF swi tikomba ku ri ndlela leyi department yi tlangisaka mali na ku komisa negligent hi ndlela leyi hlamarisaka swinene. Despite this, Honorable Speaker, the Department of Education has failed to take appropriate action, allowing these individuals to continue receiving full salary without fulfilling any duty. We strongly condemn the Department of Education for this failure to address this issue and for turning a blind eye for the needs of both the school and the learners who continue to suffer under this mismanagement. It is unacceptable, Speaker, that the public funds are being wasted in this manner, especially when the education system is already facing numerous challenges. We call for the immediate investigation in this matter and for the necessary steps to be taken to hold those responsible accountable. The EFF will not stand by while such negligence continue to happen under this department. I thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Ndlovu. Honorable MEC Education.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. My greetings to you, greetings to the Honorable Premier and all members in the House. Indeed, fully agree with you, Honorable Ndlovu. It is not acceptable at all that you have a person earning money from government without executing job that they were employed to do so. In fact, we are also correct that this is not the only case. There are so many cases that are there of principals that were appointed by the SGPs who are representing parents. And at the end of the day, they go and protest against those people that they recommended to be principals of the school. The delegation of appointing principals is given to the SGP to make recommendations to the district to do a final appointment. In the main, most of the people who are recommended as number one to be appointed by the parents through the SGPs is done by the SGP. The districts always consider that. But the cases that we have, there are so many of them, where immediately after they appointed a person, they come back again and they say they don't want that person. It's a problem that we are facing as a department. When we try to take them back to the communities protest. We will do, in fact, we started with the investigation, Honorable Ndlovu, to check whether what is alleged on the social media is true. But the preliminary reports that we have The principal concern is reporting to the circuit office in terms of the duties, not that he's sitting at home, but is reporting to the circuit. But we will continue with our investigation. I do want to confirm that it's not only one case. We are pleading with parents and the SGPs. When they recommend people, they must make sure that they are recommending capable and competent people so that tomorrow they will not create a problem for the department when they don't want them. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC. Honorable A.M.M. Weber.
Thank you, Chairperson. Honourable Speaker, I rise on behalf of the Democratic Alliance to deliver a member statement. Through you, Honourable Speaker, Honourable Dlamini, the state of our schools are dreadful. Sandra Secondary School, once a top-performing school, has declined immensely. Not only has the school become the trash can for most of Gauteng's expelled learners, the school has become the target of ongoing vandalism by members of the community, with the borehole, Jojo tanks, solar panels, broken doors and windows being vandalized and left unrepaired, creating a non-conducive learning environment. There is no fencing, no electricity due to repeated cable theft, with frequent water shortages leaving the school to resort to the bucket system. The safety and security of learners and teachers is a critical issue. There is no protection for learners and teachers, no discipline and no sense of safety. 2 learners were recently stabbed on school grounds. Thankfully, they survived, but such incidents should never happen in the first place. Cases were opened at the local Sandra police station, but to no avail. How does the department intend to move forward when this is not an isolated case, but a reflection of the broader crisis in our schools? Will you commit to intervening at this school and others facing similar challenges? MEC, can you commit to collaborate with the MEC of Safety and Security and Public Works to strategize an effective plan to ensure that our existing schools are maintained and safe? We need to maintain our schools while we are building new schools. All our learners deserve a safe and secure learning environment where they can receive the quality education they deserve. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Weber. Honorable MEC Education.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Welcome the concern from Honorable Weber and agree with you that just yesterday we were on the Kwekwezi FM speaking precisely about a crime that is happening in our school, different crimes that are happening in our schools. In fact, it's a matter that is concerning the Department of Education. As you know that our teachers were taught to educate our learners. But there are so many other things that are happening in our schools which our teachers are not trained to deal with them, such as vandalism, as you are saying, and which is taking the department back. We have spoken so many times on the radio, on the media, but also in the House when we're addressing the issue of infrastructure, that such vandalism that is happening in our school is taking us back, because it's money that we should be using to do other things in order to upgrade our infrastructure. You just spoke about cable theft. It means that the school does not have electricity. Those are things that are beyond the department, because as you know that the schools are the macrocosm of a community. All the ills that are happening in the community are transferred to our school. Our teachers find themselves has to deal with those things. We have already started with talking with the MEC of community safety, as you are recommending just now before we started. We are planning safety in schools in Ndaba that will be taking place. We are definitely attending to that and make sure that our learners and our teachers are safe. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC. Honorable W.L. Weber.
Speaker, there's already been a statement about police vehicles, but I want to, on behalf of the Freedom Front Plus, add a different angle to it. The Freedom Front Plus also wants to commend the Department of Community Safety for successfully handing over 74 police vehicles to various police stations and units, including Wispol, CPF and K9 units. It is, however, very concerning that the Family Child Protection and Sexual Offences, the FCS units, received not a single new vehicle. especially because these units are already operating on too few vehicles. There are currently 15 such units in Mpumalanga. The shortage of vehicles hinders the ability of FCS units to effectively respond to incidents, investigate crimes, and provide support to victims. The FCS units daily fight against sexual offences against children, person-directed crimes where the family is involved, illegal removal of children under the age of 12, and crime facilitated through the electronic media. The Freedom Front Plus has consistently been asking since 2020 for allocation of vehicles to these critical units, but to no avail. We would also like to know exactly how many vehicles in working order each unit has available. The ongoing lack of working FCS vehicles not only affects their visibility in communities, but also possibly prevent them from responding to life-threatening incidents of the gender-based violence. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Weber. Honorable Emisi Masie.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Let me first appreciate the comment made by Honorable Weber and also commanding the department for distributing the vehicles, 74 vehicles, as indicated, also for CPF and the detective. However, indeed, that it's a major concern due to lack of enough resources. We are looking to it that indeed the unity that is referring to, we need to attend to. Currently, we are working around 4 vehicles that are having. 2 are in good condition, the other one, the 3 are not in good condition. When we receive the next batch, we'll make sure that we allocate that, because issues of gender-based violence or GBV are a matter of priority in our province, so that we need to fight the scourge. However, we are not saying there are no work that is being done on this with regard to the issue of gender, the GBV. We are attending to it. All these motor vehicles, they are, when needed, they are able to communicate and work to any department or any sector that they are being deployed to in other way. Hence, suffice to say, I think so far we are doing well. Hence the challenges. Indeed, when we receive the next batch, we are going to look at it and allocate them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, MEC. Honorable Mashiane.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Premier, members of the legislature, I rise on behalf of Action SA, firstly to commend the good work that is being done by the Executive Mayor of Tshwane, representing Action SA, being a woman. Despite years of promises, the economic empowerment of women in Mpumalanga remains largely unfulfilled. Government policies have failed to create real opportunities for women in key industries such as mining, agriculture, and transport sectors that continue to be dominated by men, with women left on the margins of economic participation. In mining, women remain underrepresented and often excluded from meaningful employment and business opportunities. Social and labor plans meant to uplift communities have done little to ensure women benefit from procurement, training, or management roles in the industry. Similarly, in agriculture, women are trapped in subsistence farming instead of enabling real commercial success. The transport sector tells the same story. While women play a crucial role in economy, they face immense barriers to entry, from a lack of financial support to industry bias that favors male ownership and employment. Government initiatives meant to support women entrepreneurs remain inadequate, poorly implemented, or hijacked by political elites who prioritize personal gain over real transformation. Honorable Speaker, economic empowerment cannot be reduced to slogans and empty commitments. It requires tangible action. Government must prioritize funding for women-owned enterprises, improve access to training and mentorship, and ensure that procurement policies truly benefit women in these industries. If we are serious about economic transformation,
Towards
we
closure.
must start by ensuring that women, especially those in rural areas, are not left behind. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Mashiane. Honorable Emisi Maselela.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Let me greet your good self, the Honorable Premier, and all honorable members in the House. Let's appreciate the statement from Honorable Mashiane. You'll remember that the priority of this 7th administration is inclusive economic growth and job creation. Is part of the priority agenda of this 7th administration. Through our programs, we have seen in the Youth Tourism Fund, women getting opportunities. And yesterday, the minister was here in Mpumalanga, and the one who got the highest money to create job opportunities was a woman, receiving 116 million for job creation in the province. And we are prioritizing women in all our programs so that they can benefit. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Masilela, MEC. I think we've come to the end of our 7 questions in terms of our rules. Now we are on executive statements. Honorable members, I'm informed that there are no executive statements, which leads us to move to motions without notice. Are there any motions without notice? Honorable Mhlongo.
Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the African National Congress, I would like to rise and move a motion without notice for this august House to commend the provincial government led by Honorable Premier Mr. Mandla Ndlovu for commemorating the Provincial TB Day. The TB Day was celebrated on Friday, the 28th of March 2025 at Mandla Makutele Stadium in Mkhonto Local Municipality. Noting that 24th of March each year is World TB Day. The TB Day is commemorated to raise public awareness about the devastating health, social, and economic consequences of TB, and the step-up efforts to end the global epidemic. Further noting that the TB Day 2025 theme is Yes, We Can Beat TB, Commit, Invest, and Deliver. The theme conveys a message of hope that getting back on track to turn the tide against TB epidemic is possible. TB spread through the air when someone with active infection talks or cough. We must raise awareness to avoid close contact with people with active TB diseases. Honorable Speaker, I move that this august House congratulates all healthcare workers at the forefront of the fight to end TB and other diseases. They must continue to educate the public about the impact of TB around the world. I so move. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Mhlongo. The question before the House is whether we agree to adopt the motion.
Agreed.
As so agreed. Honorable Mahlangu.
Ngiyathokoza nomlomo wesibethamthetho sePumalanga. Honorable Speaker, I rise to move a motion without notice on behalf of the ANC to appreciate the Department of Human Settlement for continuing to make significant strides addressing the house backlogged in the province. More than 600 government-subsidized housing beneficiaries in Butleng Township in Delmas, Victor Khanya local municipality now have safe, dignified homes. Noting that Butleng Township was formalized in 2018 to accommodate residents who had been relocated from Mandela, Mavach, and Kanini informal settlement, as well as backyard dwellers seeking permanent housing solutions. The delivery of these houses is a clear demonstration statement of the department's commitment to delivering sustainable human settlement and improving the lives of our people. Ngale kwalokho ke somlomo Omunye walaba bazuzileko kulezi zindlu ngunkosikazi uMasilela. Ikhambo lakhe libe budisi laba masikizi ukuthi akwazi ukuthola indlu yakhe. Utshwileke uMasilela ukuthi ubawa ukuthi aveze embusweni ukuthokoza kwakhe ukuthi umbuso umnikele indlu yena nomndeni wakhe. It's against this background that the ANC moved that this House appreciate the good work by the department in providing dignified houses for our people. I so move, Somlom.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mahlangu. Does the House agree to adopt the motion?
Agreed.
So agreed. Honorable Shongwe.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise on behalf of Umkhonto Wesizwe Party to move a motion without notice that this legislature notes with concern that numerous unfinished projects within Umkhonto local municipality has resulted in significant delays in service delivery for our communities. We should also recognize the consequences of these delays, which include, amongst others, one, inadequate infrastructure such as road, water, and sanitation facilities, which in many instances hinders economic growth and development. Two, poor living conditions, which negatively impact in health, well-being, and quality life for the residents of Umkhonto local municipality, which in turn violates Section 24 of the Constitution of South Africa. Three, economic burdens, which include increased costs, and completing the project of the boarding school and the loss of economic opportunities, which affect the local up-and-coming business and industries. Honorable Speaker, we therefore, as Umkhonto Wesizwe, call upon the Department of Public Works to take immediate action to ensure that the project of the boarding school in Umkhonto municipality is completed within reasonable time frame. The department should also develop a comprehensive project management plan to ensure the timely completion of future projects. Honorable Speaker, in conclusion, we request the Department of Public Works to provide service delivery and ensure that all projects, including boarding school, are completed efficiently and effectively to meet the needs of the community of Umkhonto local municipality. I so move, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Shongwe. Does the House agree to adopt this motion?
Agreed.
As so agreed. Honorable Ngwenya.
Thank you, Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise on behalf of the economic freedom fighters to call upon the Department of Public Works, Roads and Transport to take immediate action in repairing the bridge located on the R538 near Yafel and White River. This bridge has become a serious safety hazard due to its age and deterioration, posing a significant risk to the lives of motorists and community who use this road daily. The current condition of the bridge is unacceptable and demands urgent intervention to ensure that it is brought up to a safe standard. We cannot afford to wait until the tragedy occurs before addressing these pressing issues. The department must prioritize the repair of the bridge to prevent any further loss of life and damage to vehicle. We call for swift action to ensure that the infrastructure is maintained and that safety is prioritized for all those who travel on this route and all other routes within the Mpumalanga community. In closing, MEC, don't forget the Ward 11 commands. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ngwenya.
Thank you.
Does the House agree?
Agreed.
To adopt the motion? As so agreed. Honorable Grobler.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I rise to deliver a motion without notice on behalf of the Democratic Alliance. Honourable Speaker, noting that the South African language National Language Board is responsible to develop, promote and market indigenous languages. The South African National Language Board is a national board which works with the Language Board in the province of Mpumalanga. Further noting that the province of the Rising Sun has been entrusted to develop and promote the languages of Ndebele and Isiswati. We are thus the custodians of these two languages. Honourable Speaker, further noting that in August 2024, the Committee of Culture, Sports and Recreation had a meeting with the Department of Culture, Sports and Recreation, the Department of Education, as well as the Language Board of the province. Unfortunately, the Department of Education did not attend this meeting. Honourable Speaker, we have to note that it takes real collaboration between these three role players to develop and market the languages entrusted to Mpumalanga. The Department of Culture, Sports and Recreation is the custodian of the funds. The board develops the language, and the Department of Education plays very much a role in the process by being the client. Finally noting, Honourable Speaker, that the aim of the meeting in August was to get this real collaboration between the different role players in order for the material that is developed to be placed in schools and libraries. To the committee's frustration, it seems like after the meeting in August, there's been no further development in the promotion of these languages. I therefore move that firstly, this House recognize our role in developing the languages as we are the public face of the custodian of the languages. Secondly, that this House recognizes that these three role players are all needed to properly develop our languages. And lastly, that this House takes a firm stance to ensure that the three entities speak to each other by way of a similar meeting where all parties attend. I so move.
Thank you very much, Honourable Grobler. The question before the House is whether we agree to adopt the motion.
Agreed.
Yes, so agreed. Honourable W.L. Weber.
Madam Speaker, I move on behalf of the Freedom Front Plus that this August House will add on a discussion point or topic to the agenda during committee and or oversight meetings. This is currently not happening, and even though we understand that the agenda is already packed, the discussion or debate point deserves a place on it. It will provide the opportunity for role players to share their knowledge and ideas and enhance transparency with regards to how the budgets are being spent on the state of current outstanding projects. Transparency is crucial for good governance as it fosters accountability, builds public trust, and allows citizens to participate in decision-making, ultimately leading to more effective and legitimate government. I so move, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honourable Weber. The question before the House is whether we agree to adopt the motion. Yes, so agreed. Honourable Ndimande.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker and members. Honourable Speaker, Kupunya Luthuli la, I rise on behalf of Umkhonto weSizwe Party to move this motion without notice that this legislature note with concern the severe water shortages affecting the residents of Emalahleni local municipality, resulting in the undue hardship, health risk, and possible economic burdens. Emalahleni local municipality should recognize the urgency of addressing the water crisis and ensure that there is a reliable and sustainable water supply, as this is a non-negotiable matter since it is enshrined in the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, Section 152. Honourable Speaker, we call upon the MEC of COGTA to monitor that Emalahleni local municipality does investigate the causes of water shortages and develop a comprehensive plan to address those shortages. The municipality is also encouraged to implement emergency measures to alleviate the current water shortages, including trucking in water, repairing burst pipe, and increasing water storage capacity. The municipality should understand that water is life, and it should be their responsibility to develop a long-term plan solution to ensure reliable and sustainable water supply. They should also investigate in water infrastructure, promoting water conservation, and exploring alternative water sources. In conclusion, Honorable Speaker, we request through the Office of the MEC, COGTA, that the municipality of Malahleni to provide a report on action taken to address the water shortages. I so move.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ndimande. Does the House agree to adopt the motion?
Agree.
Yes, so thank you very much, Honorable Members. We're now moving to notices of motions. Are there any notices of motions? There is none. Thank you very much, Honorable Members. We are now moving to formal motions. Honorable Members, there is a formal motion standing on the order paper in the name of Honorable N.D. Ndlovu. I have a speaker's list in front of me. Honorable Mkhabela, you are allocated 8 minutes.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it is undisputable that Mpumalanga municipalities are failing in their constitutional mandate, the key foundation of local governance, which will ensure basic services, transparency, and accountability, has been undermined and weakened by those in power. Our municipalities are well known for poor governance and the lack of service delivery. They have become breeding grounds for corruption and failure. Honorable Speaker, cadre deployment is the order of the day in Mpumalanga municipalities. Critical positions that should be filled by the qualified are occupied by political allies, friends, and family members of the ANC leadership. Mayors, speakers, chief whips, and ANC councillors are proudly and directly interfering with employment processes, prioritizing personal connections over professional qualifications, further perpetuating the culture of favoritism, nepotism, and corruption. Honorable Speaker, our people are suffering while the well-connected few benefits at the expense of competent and qualified individuals. This is a serious injury to our municipalities and a betrayal to our people. The likes of Zwelo Masilela, an ANC comrade who was appointed as a senior researcher in Mbombela municipality despite lacking the necessary qualifications for the position. Speaker, how can we justify appointing someone to such a senior role without the required qualifications? Senior positions are given to unskilled officials in Ehlanzeni District Municipality, perpetuating the financial crisis within the municipality and deeply undermining effective delivery of services. Honorable Speaker, as we speak, comrades in Tabachweu are unlawfully extending acting positions beyond the legally allowed 3 months without proper approvals, paralyzing the municipal purse beyond repair. Even more alarming, Komazi local municipality is well known for political interference in administration, compromising the human resources department, breaking the public trust, and further deep-rooting the incompetency plaguing the municipality. Honorable Speaker, how do we expect these municipalities to serve the public when plagued with poor leadership, incompetent officials, the culture of corruption, and nepotism? But as for us, the EFF, we want to reclaim the significance of our communities, of the municipalities. Hence, we have recommended the need for skill audit for all municipal officials, including senior and general managers. We need a stop to incompetent deployed cadres in municipalities and replace them with professionals who will do the job. We will ensure by all means necessary that managers who are paid more than $500,000 a year are fully competent. We need to remove incompetent officials who have not only mismanaged public resources, but have also perpetuated the culture of dishonesty and bring in professionals with the necessary skills
and vision to improve governance and restore service delivery within our municipalities. We remain resolute to fighting for open, fair and transparent hiring practices in municipalities. The cadre deployment tendency along with political careerism and factionalism must come to an end. We remain resolute to fighting for municipal financial accountability, improved service delivery and good governance. Honorable Speaker, the EFF remain committed to the fight for municipalities that are competent and committed to the core. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mukabela. Our next speaker on the list is Honorable Jay Seidel. You also have 8 minutes.
No, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. My warm greetings to yourself, the Honorable Premier, members of the Executive Council, members of the Provincial Legislature, the people of Mpumalanga. I am privileged to address this august assemblage on a matter relating to skills audits in our municipalities. This debate is an embodiment of the achievements of our movement, which is the African National Congress, of running a state in a more transparent and accountable manner. This affirms our commitment to running a clean government which conducts its business in an open and transparent manner. This debate confirms the ANC's commitment to openness, transparency, and accountability. It is the ANC that guaranteed that the appointment of judges, heads of Chapter 9 and 10 institutions, and other important institutions like the National Youth Development Agency are done in an open and transparent way. This debate lends the ANC pride in our meaningful role in pioneering democracy and the constitutionalization of our land, especially through the Freedom Charter. None has fought harder for freedom and democracy than we have as the African National Congress. Our vision for South Africa's democracy has always been embedded in our 4 pillars, including our collective efforts, which is 1, to strive for the achievement of the right of all South Africans as a whole, to political and economic self-determination in a united South Africa. 2, to overcome the legacy of inequality and injustice created by the colonialism and apartheid in a swift, progressive, and principled way. And 3, to develop a sustainable economy and state infrastructure that will progressively improve the quality of life of all South Africans. And 4, to encourage the flourishing of the feeling that South Africa belongs to all who live in it, to promote a common loyalty to and pride in our country, and to create a universal sense of freedom and security within its borders. The ANC policy objectives are outlined in our Ready to Govern document, which served as a framework of the ANC's governance in a democratic, free South Africa, appreciated a need for a developmental, ethical, and capable state. In 1991, Honourable Speaker, through the Ready to Govern policy document of the ANC, our movement, in consultation with our people, boldly affirmed the following. I quote, "We do not support giving positions to unqualified people simply on grounds of race and gender. What we will insist on, however, is that hundreds and thousands of highly merit-worthy persons who have been unjustifiably kept out of jobs, denied advancement in their careers, and excluded from training be given their due. Those who have been kept back by apartheid education and the sexist assumptions should be given special backing to catch up." Appreciating the appointment of skilled people, the African National Congress further committed that, I quote, "Special attention will have to be given to intensive training and the opening up of careers and advancement for those held back by past discrimination. Management in both public and private sectors will have to be derationalized so that rapidly and progressively it comes to reflect the skills of the entire population. Our movement, that is the ANC, in 2009 reaffirmed the commitments made in 1991 through the National Development Plan for Capable, Ethical, and Developmental State when it advanced that, I quote, "Staff at all levels must have the authority, experience, and support they need to do their jobs." I close quote. The National Development Plan further pronounced affirmatively that, I quote, we need to build a skilled and professional public service for both the top and the bottom. At senior levels, recruitment and management should be based on experience and expertise, while at junior levels, the focus should be on developing the skills and expertise that will be necessary for future public servant cohorts. A year ago, the government led by the African National Congress developed the framework for the professionalization of the public service. In the document, the ANC advanced that, I quote, best personal administration practices suited to the South African context need to be pursued. This include recruitment, career management, performance management, and continuous professional development. In evaluating the effectiveness of personnel practices, essential considerations: first, the purpose of practice, and second, compliance with all personnel administration prescripts and labor agreements. That is the ANC. The ANC, as early as 1994, advanced through the Public Service Act, I quote, all persons who applied and qualify for the appointment concerned shall be considered, and the evaluation of persons shall be based on training, skills, competence, knowledge, and need to redress the imbalances of the past to achieve a public service broadly representative of South African people, including representation according to race, gender, and disability. That is the ANC. Our movement, which is the African National Congress, with its majority, passed the Municipal Systems Act in 2000, and the act stipulated the following to drive the appetite for the ANC to develop a capable, ethical, and developmental local government administration, which is all municipalities are expected, Honourable Speaker, to establish their administrations professionally as far as possible within their administrative financial capacity. The Act stipulates that the municipality must establish and organize its administration in a manner that enables it to, amongst others, be responsive to the needs of local community, facilitate a culture of public service among staff, and be performance-orientated and focused on the objects and developmental duties of local government as set out in the Constitution of South Africa, especially section
with 1.5 minutes.
Especially section 195. Honourable Speaker, I can go on and on in terms of the prescripts that has been put in place to ensure that we build an ethical, capable, and developmental state. And I must say, the ANC is still concerned about the skills gap in local government established in 2010 through a municipal systems amendment bill where it stipulated clearly that the requirements for Section 56 and Section 57 managers, it sets out clear requirements and re-emphasizes the need for the appointment of skilled individuals within the required expertise. I have said what I've said, Honourable Speaker, so far, to demonstrate that the ANC has put an enabling legislative framework for the public service and local government to be professionalized, appoint people fit for purpose, and draw the required expertise to local government and the public sector and make their career choice for our professionals. Honourable Speaker, therefore, I want to conclude by saying, unfortunately, this debate is late, since the African National Congress ensured the passing of the Public Service Amendment Act and Public Administration Management Amendment Act, which I implore members of this august House to read and familiarize themselves with. The passing of these two acts in 2024 signify our commitment to a vision of a capable, professional, developmental state that serves the interests of all people of South Africa. Thank you.
The time now is allocated for Honorable J.E. Lukele, 10 minutes.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, members of the legislature, distinguished guests, the public of Mpumalanga, all progressive leaders of Umkhonto weSizwe, party in the province, Sanibonani. Honourable Speaker, I stand on behalf of Umkhonto weSizwe Party before you today to address the matter of critical importance to the future of Mpumalanga province. The time of lamenting about the poor service delivery is over, and the province, as a province, we need to embark on a program to undertake comprehensive skills audit for senior and general managers in all our municipalities. This is not just an administrative exercise.
It is a matter of survival, sustainability, and growth of our communities. The challenges we face in service delivery, infrastructure management, and governance demand that we ensure our municipality leaders are equipped with necessary skills and knowledge to address these pressing issues. Access to clean and reliable water. Access to clean and reliable drinking water is a fundamental human right, yet many municipalities in Mpumalanga struggle to provide these basic services. Leaking pipes, inaccurate infrastructure, and poor maintenance have left communities without water for days, sometimes weeks. A skills audit will help identify whether our municipality managers and senior officials have the technical expertise and strategic vision to manage water resources effectively. We need leaders who understand water conservation, infrastructure development, and disaster management to ensure that no community is left thirsty. Our senior management officials should be able to demonstrate knowledge of strategic vision beyond reproach and minimize their reliance to external service providers by accumulating the necessary skills. Our municipality speakers are growing rapidly, but this growth is often haphazard and unplanned. Poor spatial planning has led to overcrowding, informal settlements, and a lack of essential services in new developments. A skills audit will reveal whether our managers have the capacity to design and implement sustainable spatial plans that promote equitable access to housing, transport, and economic opportunities. The planning which indicates how the future will look like and also focus on the expansion of growth plans so that we eradicate slums. Proper town planning is essential to avoid the chaos we see in many of our towns and cities today. That will require highly educated personnel with specialized skills attained through interaction with professional bodies with best practices, where best practices are shared. The state of sewer systems in municipalities is a health hazard. Raw sewage flowing into streets and rivers is not only a disgrace, but a danger to public health and the environment. A skills audit will help us to determine whether our managers have the technical knowledge and problem-solving skills to address these issues. We need leaders who can prioritize infrastructure maintenance, invest in modern sewage treatment technologies, and enforce environmental regulations. The amount of litigations facing our municipalities requires managers and senior officials who also understand the results of non-compliance in relation to the laws and regulations of the land. Our roads have become death traps. Potholes, poor signages, and inaccurate maintenance have led to countless accidents and fatalities. A skills audit will assess whether our municipality managers and managers in the infrastructure services have the expertise to oversee road maintenance, traffic management, and infrastructure upgrades. Safe and reliable roads are essential for economic growth and well-being of our citizens. Most of our municipalities still need to have professional engineers who understand the construction of proper roads. District municipalities are expected to give support to local municipalities and they are unable due to lack of skills. This management of public funds is a recurring issue in many municipalities. Non-compliance with PFMA and MFMA has led to increase in unauthorized, irregular, fruitless, and wasteful expenditures. The inexperienced personnel with no formal qualifications perpetuate corruption and a lack of accountability. A skills audit will help identify whether our managers have the financial acumen and ethical grounding to manage public resources responsibly. We need leaders who can ensure transparency, accountability, and efficient use of funds to deliver services to our people. Mpumalanga is blessed with natural beauty and resources, but these are under threat due to poor environmental management, illegal dumping, pollution, and unsustainable practices are degrading our environment. This happens because most managers lack proper understanding in conducting environmental impact assessment, which will enlighten them on how to make decisions that are important when it comes to land use. Therefore, the skills audit will reveal whether our managers have the knowledge and commitment to enforce environmental laws, promote sustainable development, and protect our natural heritage for future generations. The decision we make today will determine the future of our municipalities. We need leaders who can think long-term, plan strategically, and implement policies that promote sustainable growth. A skills audit will help us identify managers who have the vision and capability to lead our municipalities into a prosperous future. This includes attracting investments, creating jobs, and ensuring that our communities thrive. This we do, Honorable Speaker, to ensure that we build our human capital and expose of people to technology and development in order to restore our dignity as black people. As I conclude, Honorable Speaker, Umkhonto weSizwe acknowledges that municipalities rely heavily on qualified personnel to function effectively. It is therefore our strong conviction, Honorable Speaker, that as MK, we believe that a skills audit for senior and general managers in all municipalities is not just necessary, it is urgent. We cannot afford to have leaders who lack skills and knowledge to address the critical issues of drinking water, spatial planning, sewer management, road safety, financial management, environmental protection, and future growth. Let us take this step to ensure that our municipalities are led by competent, skilled, and visionary leaders who can deliver on promises of better life for all. Sahluleka lapho, the future generations must blame us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Lukele. Now we are calling upon Honorable S.J. Masango. We have 4 minutes.
Thank you, Speaker. Honorable Speaker, skills is like experience. You can't buy experience, and equally so, you can't buy skills. You may buy a certificate through corrupt activities, but the very same certificate cannot transform you into a skilled person. It will merely remain in your office as a decoration because you lack the required skills and experience to carry out the specific task. It is thus crucial that skills audits are done across all municipalities and provincial departments, especially since not all employees are selected on merit, but on favoritism. This is something we cannot deny. There is a saying that money is the root of all evil, and that is why people get corrupt. The unfortunate consequences of all this is that it is the community which the government is trying to serve and restore dignity, who end up being the ones who suffer due to lack of skills. In some instances, it is not the lack of resources to execute the work, but the lack of the capacity to spend the money wisely and effectively. That is why every year billions of rands are returned to Treasury, and Treasury is flooded with applications for rollovers because senior staff members are unable to spend money due to lack of capacity. When we witness shoddy and incomplete works in many projects, and in most cases, it is not because the contractors lack skills, but because the government officials who are assigned to monitor the project lack the skill to identify the gaps. And unfortunately, many contractors have picked up those challenges and will continue producing shoddy work for their own benefit. In some cases, resignations are not a true reflection of the reason a person cited, but a clear lack of a required skill. In such a case, because I lack the skills to execute my work, I become frustrated, and my only option is to resign before embarrassing myself. There are also instances where officials have skills. There is a mismatch of job position. Employing an electrical engineer to be a civil engineer purely because he's a favorite or connected candidate. In order to address some of these problems, a skill audit is needed to address the following: to know which skills are needed to complement your workforce, right skill for the right job, in other words, correcting the mismatch. What experience do you have in your own municipality or department? Employ the correct skill when you do the selection that are lacking. If a skill audit is not done as a matter of urgency, We will keep talking about the same problems year after year, and administration after administration, and we'll carry on with the indabas until there is somebody calling until Jesus come back. You can't keep doing the same things but expect different outcomes. Honorable Sidel, I agree with you
have less
totally.
than a minute left.
But I just want to say, on paper it is true what you are saying. On theory it is true what you are saying. But practically it is not. I thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Masango. Our next speaker on our list is Honorable W.L. Weber. We have 4 minutes allocated for you.
Madam Speaker, you do not need a specific certificate to become a politician. What a politician needs is supporters, is people who vote for him. But in municipalities, to do the job, you need skilled people. But I am not completely convinced that that is the only problem. If you advertise a position and you get applicants, I am not convinced that every time an applicant is appointed, that he is appointed only on the merits. Because there I have to agree with the EFF, and I'm at risk of being disciplined by my party to agree with the EFF, but I will do it. Cadre deployment is a problem. You have skilled people applying for a job, and then a less capable person is being appointed because of his affiliations. But I am not even convinced that that is the problem. The problem in municipalities, and I'm referring specifically to municipalities, is not only skilled personnel. It is corruption. It is the waste of money on tenders and jobs for people. It is being wasted because debt collection is not up to scratch. I have been informed that in more than one municipality there are thousands of households who never receive a bill for their electricity. There's no electricity meter there. How can you survive in any business if you buy electricity but you don't sell it? That's the problem. But that is not a problem about skilled people. It's management. It's management because even there I'm not convinced that the correct person is appointed in the highest position of management in the municipalities because it is clouded by cadre deployment and so forth. Therefore, Madam Speaker, I want to agree, and how can I ever disagree that we need skilled people for certain positions in municipalities? But I'm not convinced that that is the only problem. Let's look at all the spheres in local government to see where the real problem is. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Weber. Our next speaker on the list is Honorable F.T. Mashiane. There is also 4 minutes allocated.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Premier, members of the legislature. South Africa's local government is in crisis. Across the country, and particularly in Mpumalanga, municipalities have collapsed under the weight of mismanagement, corruption, and sheer incompetence. At the heart of this crisis is the failure to appoint qualified individuals in key management positions, people who should be responsible for ensuring that our communities receive basic services. Action SA has long called for a skills audit of all senior and general managers in local municipalities. Why? because service delivery failures are not just about a lack of funding, they are about the wrong people being in the wrong jobs. It is about cadre deployment, putting political loyalty above competence, leaving our municipalities paralyzed while residents suffer. And this is in all municipalities and in all parties who are controlling municipalities. Local government is supposed to be the foundation of service delivery. But what we see instead are pothole-ridden roads, crumbling water infrastructure, and municipalities that cannot even keep the lights on. Why? Because too many of the people in charge lack the necessary skills to do their jobs. A CFO who cannot balance a budget, a municipal manager who does not understand governance, and an infrastructure head who cannot implement projects. These are the realities we face today. Honorable Speaker, the solution is clear. We need an urgent independent skills audit for all senior and general managers in our municipalities. We believe that every person in a leadership role should have the qualifications and expertise to fulfill their duties. A skills audit will ensure that we remove those who do not meet the requirements and replace them with individuals who have the knowledge and experience to turn our municipalities around. This is not just about ticking the boxes, it is about restoring professionalism and accountability in local government. We must conduct independent competency assessments, end cadre deployment, enforce consequence management, and attract skilled professionals. Honorable Speaker, residents deserve a government that works for them. We cannot allow unqualified officials to continue running our municipalities into the ground, while communities go without water, roads, or basic services. A skills audit is not just necessary, it is urgent. Action SA is committed to professionalizing the public service and ensuring that local government is led by capable, ethical, and skilled individuals. The time for excuses is over. If we want functional municipalities, we must start by ensuring that those in charge are qualified to lead. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mashiane. We are now calling upon Honorable T.A. Skaledi. You have 4 minutes.
No, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. When I took a look at today's topic of today's debate, my heart sank in deep despair, Honorable Speaker, to say the least. I speak these words not to tiptoe around uncomfortable truths, but to confront them head on. I heard the Honorable Seidel speaking about this debate being late, that there are acts that have been enacted, but the fact of the matter is the people on the ground cannot say that they are feeling those acts on the ground. And that is the mere truth. The decay in our municipalities is no longer just a widespread concern. It is an open wound festering in plain sight. Service delivery failures, financial mismanagement, collapsing infrastructure, these are not just coincidences. They are a direct consequence of a system that has allowed incompetence to thrive where excellence should reign. Honorable Speaker. We need to be frank. Our local municipalities have been infiltrated. Cadre deployment has choked the life out of governance. As a professional myself, I understand that placing individuals in positions of power who neither have the qualifications nor the competence to lead will logically lead to anarchy. This is now the case where people who are the lifeblood of this nation are now paying the price for our wrong decisions as leaders. Can we, with a clear conscience, continue to debate whether a skills audit is necessary? If we are still thinking about asking that question, then we are not yet ready for a South Africa to rise towards its potential. The need for action is urgent and the time for hesitation has passed. A skills audit is not an attack, it is a lifeline. It is the light that will expose the darkness of inefficiency, just like the Bible says, you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. An audit is also a torch that will illuminate a path back to competence and service excellence. We must identify the gaps, weed out the unqualified, and build a foundation of meritocracy in our local governments. Our people are not just statistics on an electoral roll. They are human beings that are yearning for water in their taps, roads that do not erode with the first summer rain, and electricity that does not flicker like a dying candle. They deserve better. And if we as public servants do not demand better, then we are no better than those who have betrayed the trust of our communities. Let history not remember us as those who watched while our municipalities fell apart. Let us be remembered as the ones who stood up, who fought for accountability and refused to accept mediocrity as a standard. The future is calling, and it will not wait for those who choose comfort over courage. We must act, we must audit, and we must rebuild. And the fact of the matter is, us as leaders within this great province called Mpumalanga, we come from municipalities. We were groomed there. We were shaped there. We know the status of those municipalities and the leaders who lead them and who have led them into the ground. The fact that our families where we reside in our municipalities do not have services, do not have access to water, those who have led us and brought us here to represent them, we know the pains that they have. And the fact that we are still debating such mediocrity and small issues is an issue for us in our leadership. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Scaleti. I'm now calling upon Honorable L.A. Mbuyane. We have 8 minutes allocated for you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Greetings to you, the Honorable Premier, the executive members, honorable members of the legislature, comrades and friends. It is an honor and privilege to be given this opportunity to come and debate about skills audit in this honorable house, especially during this month of April, which is having impeccable history of the liberation in South Africa. Honorable Speaker, as we are dealing with a historical issue, allow me to open my debate with a quotation from the Communist Manifesto. Quote unquote, all hitherto existing society is a history of a class struggle. Throughout history, we see the oppressor and the oppressed in constant opposition to each other. This fight is sometimes hidden, sometimes open. That was Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels who made this quotation. I'm raising these issues, Honorable Speaker, because apartheid deprived the majority of South Africans of productive assets, skills, and removed many to locations far from
Asikhuluma
economic
nge-apartheid,
centers
sikhuluma
of
lowanyalo. Not apartheid, leave the apartheid alone. Debate for skill audit. Skills audit. Zweloma Silela. Leave the apartheid. We are tired of hearing
Honorable
apartheid.
Mkhabela, you are just out of order.
Apartheid.
No,
Leave, sit down if you don't have anything to debate.
No one disrupted you. This is uncalled for.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. The system was notoriously rooted in an effort to ensure Africans in particular
We are
had
not
no
debating
alternative for
apartheid
economic
here. We are
opportunities
debating skills
to
audit.
poorly paid jobs in the mines and farms.
We are not debating apartheid.
In
Can you please
addition-
remind him? Remind
The
him.
inequality we're experiencing today in the country is as a result of the legacy of apartheid, whether you like it or not.
No. Honorable Mkabela. But we gave you an opportunity to make your debate. Allow Honorable Mbuyane to make his debate. You are disrupting him, and now we have to start afresh in timing him.
Please.
The word apartheid has traumatized the speaker.
Honorable
That's the problem.
Mbuyane, you can come.
There is an abundant evidence that the public service and some public institutions are performing much more better since 1994, democratic breakthrough. The education system that was deliberately introduced in our country has produced far greater numbers of graduates at all levels in science, maths, and technology to respond on the acute shortage of skills, which we still need meritocratic recruitment process with skills upgrading in the context of a strong effort towards transformation. This has contributed to professionalism in municipalities and also demonstrated that education is a two-way process. However, academic expertise is not a prerequisite for political and ideological understanding of the revolution. For a revolution to succeed, it has to have a program of action to guard against distortions and diversions. The workers should have confidence in themselves. The entire economy is in their hands, including service delivery. Without their hard-acquired skills, the capitalist economy would crumble. Therefore, the skills the workers have, no matter how elementary, can be developed as part of the program for people's education. Some of them have an enormous wealth of knowledge that can qualify them as teachers or tutors without certificates. Some workers, Honorable Speaker, feel that education and knowledge are privileges of the dominant social classes, and the bourgeois would like them to believe that this situation is natural and irreversible. It is through the liberation movement, the African National Congress, that the workers can become conscious of the possibility and the need to defend their interest against the ruling classes who wish to keep knowledge as their exclusive preserve. Honorable Speaker, deployment is a policy for the governing party, the ANC, and any other party in the world that win elections is obliged to deploy its loyal members with skills, particularly in strategic positions, not general positions.
Vanguard qualification.
This is for the purpose of
qualification.
This is for the purpose of enhancing and implementing a true mandate of the governing party based on its manifesto. Crime and corruption are not mandates of the ANC and are viewed as sins of incumbency for that matter. It is on those bases, Honorable Speaker, this debate reminds me of Joslovo, quote unquote, Bailey the cat. Bailey the cat. Honorable Speaker, you seek to ask yourself a question to say, what relevance does all of this debate about skills audit in municipalities have for us in the present moment when we know that skills are a talent, knowledge, or experience needed to perform a task or a job? A skill is developed through experience or education.
There's an order, Honorable MEC Mashilo.
Well, Speaker, I think the quorum of the House must be held. It's in the House, there's a procedure. Either a member raise a hand for interrupt a member than making noise. It's uncalled for.
True.
If you allow, Speaker, that will deteriorate this chamber and it's quite unfortunate. I think we have to take a proper, there's laws that regulate the sittings. Thanks, Speaker.
MEC, honorable members, let us behave. I did request that. Honorable Mbuyane.
Honourable Speaker, so what relevance does all of this debate about skills audit in municipalities have to do for us in the present moment when we know that skills are a talent, knowledge, or experience needed to perform a task or a job? A skill is developed through experience or education. One can be technically skilled in order to do a job or possess soft skills that impact one's interpersonal relationship. I therefore, Honourable Speaker, find this debate to be disingenuous and misleading from the EFF to call for audit skills, and they suggest that all municipalities must go through that process. In closing, Honourable Speaker, a diverse set of skills allows employees to take on multiple roles and responsibilities, making them more versatile and valuable to the organization.
What a
Thank you
waste
very
of
much, Honourable
time
Speaker.
in you. You must join MK.
Honorable members,
What a
thank you
waste
very
of
much. Honorable Mukabela, this is not acceptable. Honestly,
join MK. Abafuna
honestly,
isikolo.
Honorable Mukabela, it's not correct. It's honestly not correct. Allow members to debate like you have been allowed to debate. Thank you very much. I'm now calling upon Honorable MC Sedibe. You have 6 minutes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Greetings to you in the Honorable Premier and all honorable members. Well, Honorable Saidel says that this debate is late and the ANC has put in place a framework to professionalize the employment of competent and qualified workers. But a framework is not an implementation. It's just a guide. And to come here and tell us about the ANC, we are losing a point because we are discussing governance and the reasons for poor governance and lack of service delivery in the municipality as appointed by the AG. That's how the debate emanates of the need for skill audit in the municipalities. So it's there in record for we are referral. The same with the Honorable Mbuyane saying the debate is indigenous when he can see it vividly with his naked eyes the challenges that we are facing in all the municipalities in the province, including the qualified audits that municipality obtains year in, year out. Some even worse, they get disclaimers. So, Honorable Premier and Honorable MEC, you will not get it right with the municipalities of Mpumalanga if you take advice from these two honorable members. Such honorable members are denialists of note and are dangerous to the society because we are trying to guide you and build you so that our people can have proper service delivery and we can have clean governance in all municipalities. As we all know that they have challenges that was pointed by AG, which is the relevant authority. Honorable Speaker, we cannot continue to overlook the fact that Mpumalanga municipalities are failing in the delivery of services to our people. It is understandable that the quality of these services is severely compromised by the incompetence and lack of skill by municipal officials, especially those in senior positions. We are concerned, Honorable Speaker, that there is no clear picture of the skill gaps that exist in these municipalities, but we know that majority of the officials in the Mbombela, Nkomazi, and Bushbuckridge are employed through the ANC cadre deployment, and some benefit through the integration system after the democracy. There's a young white man here in Bombay. It does not have matric. It's by the name of Jaco. He's a general manager as well. So it also applies to your fellow colleagues in the GNU. Now, we all know that this political careerism and nepotism is the root cause of incompetence and corruption that plague our local municipality. It is deeply troubling, Honorable Speaker, that Emalahleni, Governing Peggy, Tabache municipalities continue to waste resources and funds because they are staffed with individuals who are either underqualified or unfit to their roles. This continues to promote the culture of poor municipal planning, mismanagement of resources, and failed projects which eventually affect our people. Honorable Speaker, we cannot turn a blind eye and let our municipality continue to operate without accountability in the hiring process. We need a stop to the cadre deployment by ANC leadership. That is why we as the EFF are calling for an immediate and thorough skill audit in all Mpumalanga municipalities. We need to ensure by all means necessary that positions within municipal administrations are filled by individuals who are qualified and competent to deliver quality services. We need to promote transparency and accountability in municipal hiring processes and ensure that appointments are made based on merit, competence, rather than political and personal connections. And we need, Honorable Speaker, we cannot continue to ignore the fact that our municipalities are underperforming because they are not staffed with the right people in the right roles. The people of Mpumalanga deserve better. They deserve municipalities that function efficiently and provide the services that they are entitled to. We will not tolerate another day of corruption, mismanagement, and failure to meet the needs of our people.
1 minute left.
We call on the government to prioritize this skill audit as a matter of urgency, and only with the right skill in place, Honorable Speaker, we can hope to see the real transformation that is needed. As for Honorable Mbiane, the SACP must just go and contest elections on their own as they've taken a decision and stop hiding behind the ANC and come distort the facts and complain about apartheid. 31 years into democracy, you're still complaining about apartheid. Thank you very much.
Skills audit less.
Thank you very much, honorable members. We have exhausted all the members or the list that was scheduled for this debate. Now there is a question before this House whether we agree to adopt the motion as moved by Honorable Ndlovu.
Agreed.
As so agreed. Thank you very much, honorable members. We are now moving. We are going to call the secretary to read the first order of the day.
Order number 1, questions for oral reply to the Premier.
Thank you very much. I have a question paper in front of me with the questions for oral reply to the Honorable Premier. I am informed that the question paper was duly circulated to all members. We will now proceed to the questions as they appear on the question paper for oral reply. Honorable members, remember there's 15 minutes allocated for each question, inclusive of the follow-up question. There's only 2 follow-up questions from the member who have requested or who have put the question, and 2 follow-up questions from other members, 1 each. Thank you very much. Now I am calling upon the Premier to take the questions.
Madam Speaker, thanks for this opportunity and greetings to you, the Deputy Speaker, members of EXCO, a leader of the opposition. I don't know who's the leader of the opposition because I have been. Who's the leader of the opposition? It's yours.
That's our matter, Prima. That's our matter. That's our matter.
No. I want to greet the leader. And all members of this august House. I want to thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to respond on questions that have been raised by the honorable members. But, Madam Speaker, I received a call today, early in the morning, from your office that this session has been postponed. And I was not coming, but my VIP official said that must come here, and I realized that members are here. So I don't understand the reason why your office wanted to fail this important session. So I realized later that, by the way, today is Fool's Day. So I'm here. So I'm ready. I am going to respond, Honorable Member. Honorable Member again, I don't know whether today I am going to misrepresent my organization, because tomorrow there is an important debate that is taking place when we are engaging with the opposition to go and support the budget. They said to me that go and behave very well when you respond to question, and I wanted to know the meaning of behaving very well. So they said that I must come here and give you my 2 cheeks for you to slap me. So I don't know whether I am going to do that or not. Honorable J.A. Lukoile of MK Party to ask the Honorable Premier, since the era of the former Premier Didi Mabuza, when are we going to allow Comrade Didi Mabuza to rest? This is just the question that I'm asking. To date, when Premier Honorable Mandla took over, there's been a number of flagship projects initiated by the ANC-led government. One is wondering as to how many of these projects have been completed, at what cost. One special focus with incomplete projects that the Honorable Peer should answer is the high altitude multi-purpose sports center in Emakazeni. What is the amount of expenditure incurred in the non-existing high altitude multi-purpose sports center? Mpumalanga Department of Public Works, Road and Transport has been assigned to act as an implementing agent on the project on behalf of the Department of Culture, Sport and Recreation. The High Altitude Training Center project aims to create a world-class center which provides international training facilities for various sports code, high performance center, faculty of sports science, boarding school for talented young sports people, accommodation, spectator arena, community interface. The following are the key deliverables achieved and the amount of expenditure incurred by the project since its inception in 2011 to date: land acquisition, project management, inception, concept development and design for enabling work, engineering services, bulk infrastructure project, implementing plan, phase 1, which is bulk water pipeline, section 1, 2, and 3, and the 7 megaliter reservoir, and phase 2, which is 3.5 megaliter wastewater treatment, and the transactional advisory work. The total amount of expenditure incurred on this project is 334 million rand. Who should be held accountable for the fruitless expenditure incurred? The department wished to explain that there was no fruitless expenditure incurred in this project, hence no one should be held accountable. All the planned pre-construction services that range from land acquisition, architectural designs, and provision for the bulk infrastructure were carried out. For example, construction of the first phase of the project, the bulk pipeline for section 1, 2, 3, which are all at 100% completion. construction of the 7 megaliters reservoir, which is at 88.2%, and the second phase on the construction of the wastewater treatment plant, which is at 22%. All the above services were implemented as per the requirement in creating an enabling environment for the potential public-private partnership investors to assist in funding the upper structure. Are there no performance agreement that could be used for responsible people to account? The department can confirm that the contract agreements are entered between the Department of Public Works, Roads and Transport and the appointed contractor or service providers. Hence, the non-performing contractor was terminated or the work ceded to the contractor with the capacity to deliver. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. Honorable Lukele, do you have any follow-up questions?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My question will be to the Honorable Premier that this project has been going on for how long? And in accordance to your plan or SEC in Mpumalanga province, how long does it take to deliver such kind of a project? Because I can't give you a similar project example, but it's there, there in the country. If you have, maybe you went through it and see how long it took them to finish it. So why is it taking so long for our project to be completed? Thank you.
I thought that I have responded to the question. We're building this infrastructure in phases. So if, for instance, to complete this project, we need 1 billion. Up to so far, we have spent roughly close to 350 or 308 million on this project, but we're still even inviting a private sector to come and assist us. There is still so much to be done on this project, but what we want to assure the people of Mpumalanga is that this project is going to be completed and our people are going to enjoy this project that will be the first of its kind in South Africa. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. Unfortunately, we're not going to allow for other follow-up question due to that the time has been exhausted. We are going straight to question number 2 by Honorable D.P. Nkosi.
Honorable D.P. Nkosi of ANC to ask the Honorable Premier. Mpumalanga Premier's Youth Development Fund is hailed as one of the outstanding mechanisms employed by the provincial government. It has since funded 238 youth-owned enterprises to the tune of 258 million. Youth unemployment is a crisis which requires multiple interventions, such as opening internship programs within departments and other programs aimed to bolster young people employment. In terms of the above, can the Premier give an indication on how the business funded through Premier's Youth Development Fund are performing? Honorable Nkosi, indeed, the Mpumalanga Youth Development Fund is yielding positive results in our effort to curb the high level of youth unemployment and assist those who want to start or expand their business ventures, thus inculcating the culture of entrepreneurship. Coming to the overall performance of these funded enterprises, I must report that most of the funded enterprises are performing very well since they have managed to expand their business ventures, creating over 750 permanent employment opportunities. These are young entrepreneurs who are positively contributing in the provincial mainstream economy through the various sectoral participation of mining, agriculture, tourism, and renewable energy, just to mention a few. It is critical to also note with concern that few entities are not functional due to the following: lack of commitment from the beneficiaries, lack of market access, natural disasters. Is there any post-funding support provided to these businesses to ensure that they remain intact? All funded businesses are provided with post-investment support, including coaching and monitoring processes to ensure that the investment is in line with the business objective. The post-investment support serves as a mechanism of enhancing prospects of business successes and minimizing any possible business risk or failures. Furthermore, the province has, through a partnership with APSA, managed to provide business and financial management skill to the funded beneficiaries. Can the Premier provide an indication of other programs aimed at supporting the youth with employment within department, and how can young people access this program? Over and above the Mpumalanga Youth Development Fund, the provincial government is implementing various programs to alleviate youth unemployment. We have trained and created a total of 92,566 job opportunities for unemployed youth through the Presidential Employment Stimulus Program. The province created 14,280 youth work opportunities through the Extended Public Works Program. The province has recently launched the Crime Prevention Warden programs, wherein young people are participating. Through the Department of Agriculture, Rural Development, Land and Environmental Affairs, youth programs called Fortune 40 Young Farmer Incubation Program. A total number of 10 young farmers are placed in 8 farms and are currently practicing livestock production, vegetables, aquaculture, poultry, and macadamia farming. Furthermore, the province is continuously rolling out the internship and learnership program. This financial year alone, we have enrolled 20 youth on learnership, 315 on internship program, 33 student interns, and we have produced 54 artisans in the current financial year. The above are few among the many interventions to curb youth unemployment in the province. Lastly, my office will continue mainstreaming youth employment targets within the provincial department. This will ensure that all departments comply to the 30% youth set aside on employment as prescribed by the National Youth Policy 2030. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. Honorable Tipinkosi, do you have any follow-up questions?
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Let me greet the Honorable Premier, all members of this provincial legislature. No, I don't have a follow-up. I just appreciate the responses from the Honorable Premier. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any follow-up questions from other members? Honorable Mukabela, who will be followed by Honorable Masango.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Let me welcome the responses from the Premier, even though he was not responding to my question though. But what I would like to ask from the Premier is to at least give us a full report of how much was given to each beneficiaries in writing. Thank you very much.
Okay. I don't think that one needs a response. But let me allow the Premier if he would want to speak to it.
The request is taken. We are going to give you a full report. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Premier. Honorable Masango.
Thank you, Speaker. Honorable Premier, there is a perception, and I'm saying a perception, that most of the Premier's projects actually lies in the, what do you call this area, Ehlanzeni area. What would be your response on that, that the other youth are not actually benefiting who are outside of this, what do you call it, region or whatever you call it, district?
Honorable Premier.
A perception is a perception, but I am going to deal with it. When I was at VK for this program of taking the legislature to the people, I hope that all of you were there. When we engage with the community, we met with 8 youth that are benefiting from this program. So that is an answer that I can give you, that they may have this perception, but in real terms, we're not only concentrating here at Ehlanzeni, we're concentrating in the province of Mpumalanga. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. We have done with our follow-up question, Honorable Malachi. Do you want to make an order?
Yes, Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, the very same question number 2 is the same question of question number 15. And therefore, I think we're supposed to be consulted and be given an opportunity maybe to replace the question, because it's the very same question that is going to be raised on number 15. And therefore, I think we should come up with a process or a proposal of what should happen. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Okay. Thank you very much, Honorable Malachi. Honorable Premier, we're on question number 3 by Honorable S.M. Malapeng.
Honorable S.M. Malapeng, ANC, to ask Honorable Premier the closure of ASMAC, Machado Dorp, Highveld Steel, and other steel firms in the province has heavily affected our economy. It has contributed immensely to the high unemployment rate. Reindustrialization becomes a necessity if government is committed in tackling the socio-economic conditions and challenges such as poverty and unemployment. What were the factors that led to the closure of the steel farm? We'll start with ASMAC. Associated Manganese, jointly owned by African Rainbow Minerals and Ashore, closed down the last operating furnace at the Machado Dorp ferroalloy smelter in April 2015 after operating since 1972. The closure was mainly due to the slump in the commodity prices, which meant that ferromanganese had depressed market conditions. This phenomenon, coupled with the rising cost of electricity, of which smelters are heavy users of, pushed the operating cost to a point where the company was operating at a loss. Highveld Steel, Avras Highveld Steel, went into business rescue during April 2015 due to continued operational and market losses, and remains within business rescue to recover the losses of the creditors. Number of additional income generating opportunities were identified and executed, allowing the business rescue team to pay employees and other pre-rescue debt. After the closure of the firm, what were the future of the infrastructure? ASMAC, efforts to at least keep the metals recovery plant, which recovers metal from old slag material, was successful, and this is still in operation. The Machado Dorp Works business of Asmark is active in recovering chrome ore from the historical slag dumps. It is used to produce the low-grade ferrochrome fines and chips, and these are used in the production of stainless steel. Highveld Steel was reconfigured to function as an industrial business park, accommodating approximately 51 tenants, employing more than 1,200 employees and conducting business with approximately 300 suppliers. Furthermore, strategic assets were protected through ring fencing, a process that allows them to operate separately or sold as freestanding operational units to further attract investment into the park. The structural mill was also restarted through a contract manufacturing agreement and later purchase of the plant with ArcelorMittal to toll manufacture steel, section, and rail products. What happened to the discussion that were at an advanced stage about resuscitating the steel firms mentioned above? Likelihood that this plant will ever restart are remote due to, among others, the following main reason. The plants emanate from the 1970s, meaning that they are utilizing old technology, which makes them less competitive in relation to modern plants. Further to this is the cost of especially electricity and other input costs that limit the operation of these plants in a cost-effective manner. These plants can, however, be reconfigured like Highveld Steel to serve as an alternative purpose, and the provincial government, especially through MEGA, continue to seek local and foreign investors in this regard. As government sought the intervention of the Industrial Development Corporation in getting funding to open these firms, the Industrial Development Corporation already has a significant exposure to Highveld Steel since it has a 6.5% shareholding in ArcelorMittal. Currently, the IDC is concentrating on assisting the Newcastle and Vereeniging plants from closing their long steel plants to save 3,500 direct jobs. It is of critical importance that the steel industry in South Africa as a whole be saved due to its importance in the industrialization of the economy. Government, through the IDC, is doing its utmost best to ensure the sustainability of the country's primary steel manufacturing capability, since it is essential for the country's economic growth. Thanks, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. Honorable Malapeng, any follow-up question?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Greetings to the Honorable Premier and Honorable members. Honorable Speaker, I welcome the well-articulated and comprehensive responses by the Honorable Premier. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Any follow-up questions from other members? Honorable Scaledi.
No, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Mine is to ask this question. We currently find ourselves having a province that is grappled with a crisis of the primary sector and the secondary sector, whereas we might be being able to root out raw minerals and then having to process it through the secondary sector. But the secondary sector itself, as we can see, many of these steel firms are closing down, where our manufacturing is under pressure. if the Honorable Premier can just give us an indication if the scrapping of the industrial master plan and proper price controlling and export taxes, can it actually save our industries, especially with regards to this, the steel industry? Because what we're seeing is an influx of cheaper steel that is coming from either China or other foreign countries, but with no regulation in terms of tax, in terms of the revenue that they are bringing in. And I think that puts our people under pressure in terms of their competitiveness to match their prices. So is there a way that the Premier can actually intervene in his position himself and at MINMEC in order to at least, if we cannot regulate the amount of new steel that is coming from foreign borders, but then regulate the prices so that it is much more competitive to the prices that we are having, and it will definitely save our jobs within the province. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Scalidi. Though I'm not quite sure whether it's relating to the very question, but let me allow the Premier.
Yeah, thanks for this. This was not a question. It was a question that was coupled with recommendations that I think that we are welcoming. We had an engagement with the DDET and also certain service providers that wanted to assist us to rescue this imported project here in the province. We engaged and we said that we're going to have a follow-up meeting where we are going to look on various options, including this option of the competition, especially from China, that caused the collapse of this project. So we are paying special attention, we are engaging, and at the right time, I think you are going to get a report. Thanks.
Thank you, Honorable Premier. We are now moving to the next question, which is question number 4 from Honorable Sedibe.
Honorable Sedibe, ask the Honorable Premier, in your quest to fight against corruption in your government and against your own appointed cabinet members, and also as stipulated in your current and previous state of the province address, that you will fight corruption wherever it raises its ugly head without fear, favor, or prejudice, and regardless of who commit it. One of your cabinet members, who is the MEC for Education, is meted by a lot of controversies ranging from interference with administration functions and tampering with supply chain management process by having her own preferred business people to do work with the department and removing those she does not want or prefer. A case in point is that of Emalangeni Technologies, which the MEC instructed the official to appoint it to participate in the department for school network tender, even though it was not qualifying due to the requirement of participation in another bid from other department other than the department the service provider is appointed from, in line with the PFMA. The MEC also interfered with the appointment of GNP service providers, also thereby instructing the official to remove some qualifying service providers that are not favored by her and appoint those favored by her. Moreover, it's an evident fact that the MEC, immediately after her appointment as the MEC, she resided in a house freely provided by the director of Emalangeni Technologies until recently, when she moved to a state house. The MEC also used a car rented by the director of Emalangeni Technologies and hotel booked by the same director when she was attending the premiership interviews in Little House, Gauteng. Furthermore, the MEC was caught red-handed having a meeting with the director of Emalangeni in a secluded area outside the provincial jurisdiction. In light of the above, can the Premier answer the following questions? Why is the Premier not acting against the MEC, even though substantial evidence has been provided about the MEC corrupt activities and video footage of her meeting with the director of Emalangeni Technologies, who has captured her? Honorable Sidibe, I do not and shall not tolerate corruption, maladministration, or malfeasance in our government. What I have said in the past about zero tolerance of corruption remains unchanged. My resolve to fight corruption is unwavering and unshakable. Having said that, we acknowledge that we have been presented with allegations against the MEC for Education, Ms. Elsie Dlamini. We can confirm that we have also received video footage of the MEC meeting with a member of the public. This has prompted us to make some inquiries in the department in an effort to establish facts relating to this allegation and other allegation. The legal principle of odi alteram partem has been applied by the Premier. The MEC will also be afforded an opportunity to present her side. Since there are these allegations, MEC Dlamini will be able to clarify the purpose of her engagement with a said member of the public. How will the public trust you that you walk the talk as the Premier and head of the executive if you do not act against such MECs like Honorable Elsie Dlamini? Upon receipt of the responses from the MEC, the Premier will analyze the responses and decide on the way forward regarding this matter. What makes you to keep her in a deployment as the MEC when she is vividly involved in corruption? These are allegations which still need to be tested and proven. The Premier will act on the matter once all the facts have been gathered. Thanks, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. Honorable Sidibe, any follow-up question?
Well, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and I think the Premier has responded fairly and very well. Just one follow-up question. Are you aware, Honorable Premier, that the so-called businessman, who you called a member of the public, who was caught twice with the MEC on camera or footage, goes around and posts and say that is the one who funded the campaign for Ms. Dlamini to become the MEC, and that he's the one, he's claiming that he is the one who negotiated with you as a Premier to appoint Mrs. Katie as the MEC for Education? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Premier?
I am not aware, but those that they know ANC processes, they will also regard it as a perception. And I can say that if that is what he is saying, he is lying. And he believes his own lie. There are processes in the ANC, the prerogative of the Premier to appoint members of EXCO. And in terms of the ANC principles, decisions that have been taken is after, but not after, in consultation with the PEC officials, the alliance. After that process, you go and make a presentation to the NEC officials. So there is no person that has influenced me to appoint a MEC and Lamine, except at these processes where we are engaging internally as the ANC structure through our deployment policy. Thanks.
Thank you, Honorable Premier. Do we have any other follow-up questions from other members? Honorable Mashiane.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Premier. I'm a little bit confused because this person, it's one time is a public person, one time is a business person. But my question is there any contract that has been awarded to this person after MEC Lamine has been appointed? Thank you.
Honorable Premier.
I will not know up to so far, but I indicated that we have started the process of engaging with the department after getting responses from the government. Is then that from the department, then that will be able to have a true understanding or balanced description of what is happening on these concerns that have been raised a number of times by the EFF. So that's why, according to me, I will just indicate that is just a public person. So if it's involved in business, it's fine, because also business people are also public people. So the investigation that we have started will give us a true reflection of what is happening on this problem that has been raised a number of times. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. Honorable Malachi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and greetings to the Honorable Premier. Honorable Speaker, hope Kota Punyal Tool as MEC promised. Honorable Speaker, the Premier promised that Kota Punyal Tool. Honorable Speaker, I just have a follow-up question to the Honorable Premier that is he aware that the MEC has removed some officials within the very same section of supply chain? And we want to check also if is that allowed, since that prerogative is not of her but of the accounting officer. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Malachi. Honorable Premier.
If I was not appointed as the MEC, I would believe some of these allegations. There is no executive authority that can remove or transfer a person. It's only through HODs. But I'm saying that this one is just a new question. What we are going to do is that it will be part of the questions that we will also raise tomorrow when we engage with the department, because we're having one-on-one with all our departments here. So they will start to prepare this also the answer to this question, Honorable MEC. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Can we give you, sorry, through you, Speaker, the letters that she wrote to the officials as part of evidence? Through you, Speaker.
Oh, do we have those letters?
Yes, we have.
Who signed the letters?
The MEC.
Or you can give me.
Thank you. We'll get them.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. We are now moving to question number 5 by Honorable B. Grobler to ask the Honorable Premier.
Question number 5
Yes,
Honorable B. Grobler, DA, to ask the Honorable Premier with regards to open funded posts in all government departments and parastatals. Can the Honorable Premier indicate the following? How many open funded posts per department was advertised in the 2023-24 financial year? How many posts filled to those who were advertised? How much did the adverts cost? What is the department total wage bill for 2023-2024? If posts advertised have not been filled in that specific financial year, what will be the reason for that? For the Department of Culture, Sport and Recreation, in 2023-24 financial year, there were no funded posts advertised and therefore no costs were incurred. The wage bill of the department is 244,044,000 rand. For the Department of Public Works, Roads and Transport, 7 posts were advertised. None of those posts were filled. The advert cost the department 282,348 rand. The reason why these posts were not filled was that the validity period for filling of all these posts lapsed. The wage bill of the department is 1,128,245,000 rand. For the Department of Education, 248 posts were advertised, of which 168 were filled. Balance of the posts were withdrawn after the validity period expired. The advert cost the department 434,838 rand. The wage bill of the department is 19,735,038 rand. At least I'm not confused with numbers, even if it's billions. For the office of the Premier, for the office of the Premier, 22 posts were advertised and only 2 were filled. 20 posts were not filled due to organized labor dispute, and the advert cost the office 666,366 rands 8 cents. The office wage bill was 183,244,000 rand. For the Department of Agriculture, Land Reform and Environmental Affairs, 1,275 funded posts were advertised. 1,195 of them were filled. These posts were advertised on the Department of Public Service Administration, DPSA website. This is very important. That on the Department of Agriculture, the posts were advertised on the Department of Public Service and Administration, DBSA website, and did not cost the department anything. The wage bill of the department is 25,031,000 rand. The department continued and filled 71 vacant funded positions. For the Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, 49 posts were advertised. Of those posts, 21 were filled, and the advert cost the department 388,100 rand and 16 cents. It's not 16, and 66 cents. The department wage bill for 2023-24 was 434 million rand, 103,000 rand, 434 million 903,000. The balance of the post was not filled due to budget cut during the budget adjustment. Okay. For the Department of Economic Development and Tourism, 16 posts were advertised and half of those were filled, and the department also used DPSA website to advertise. As a result, it costed nothing. The balance of 8 posts could not be filled because the response was poor and were re-advertised. The wage bill of the department is 156,766,000 rand. For the Department of Community Safety, Security and Liaison, no posts were advertised and therefore no costs were incurred, and the wage bill of the department is 702,500,000 rand. Mpumalanga Provincial Treasurer, 48 posts were advertised, 42 were filled, and the balance could not be filled because suitable and qualified candidates could not be found. The advert cost the treasurer 848,725. Is 848,725 rand. The department re-advertised the post in the 2024-2025 financial year. The wage bill of the department is 236,247,341 rand. For the Department of Social Development, only one post was advertised, and that post cost the department 79,856 rand. This senior position, which is the position of the Chief Financial Officer, was not filled due to limited applications received. However, 45 other posts, which were the carryover from 2022-2023 financial year, were advertised and most filled. The wage bill of the department is 719,406,000 rand. For the Department of Human Settlement, there were 62 funded posts advertised, 28 of them were filled. The department also advertised 62. It's a repetition. We advertised 62 posts and we appointed 28. Advertised cost 65,640 rand 50 cents. The department's wage bill for 2023-2024 was 239,750,000 rands. The department could not finalize and fill all advertised posts within the stipulated period due to budget constraint and the delays due to the DPSA directive on the implementation of control measures aimed at assisting executive authorities in managing fiscal sustainability during the process of creating and filling of vacant posts in departments. For the Department of Health, 1,093 posts were advertised and 1,073 were filled. The advert cost the department 310 and 310,539 rands. Some posts were advertised on the department's website. The wage bill of the department is 10.9 billion. Delays in filling the balance was caused by a directive from the DPSA on filling senior vacant posts. Thanks, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. Honorable Grobler, do you have any follow-up question?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Through you, I don't know why this thing is okay. Through you, Honorable, yeah. It says limited speaking, but I'll speak. Speaker, thank you. Through you, Premier, thank you very much for the answer. It's a very thorough answer. And although you give reasons for the appointments that didn't take place, and it's different in every department, we have got a lot of vacancies. And the problem is that we've got a very high unemployment rate in the province. And if we've got posts that we advertise, it costs us money, and we don't appoint, then obviously that doesn't help for the unemployment rate. My question to you, does government, because it seems like a tendency, does government advertise these posts without really wanting to fill them? Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Grobler. Honorable Premier.
We are accepting your recommendation and also acknowledge your concern. Concern is also our concern. On our engagement with departments, we raise this concern, but you can realize that there is an improvement since this new administration came to power. We will ensure that the recruitment process is done quickly, because if we have got a budget, there is no need for us to delay. And you are correct to say that also as government, we must also assist to reduce the rate of unemployment in the province. So colleagues, you are here. We have to pay special attention. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. Follow-up question from other members, Honorable Mukabela.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Premier, I'm becoming worried when in your response you mentioned that the department, they are spending a lot of money, or rather your office, in advertising those posts that are not filled at the end of the day. Why I'm saying this, Honorable Premier, MRTT has been having acting CFOs for the longest time. The post was advertised, it went through interviews, they sent to your office, you stayed with the results, you didn't bring them back until they expired. So it raises eyebrows sometimes as to, do you have your specific people that you want to put in those higher positions? Because if the interviews are conducted and everything is done, it's recommendations are submitted to your office, but you are the one that you are failing these departments now by not bringing back the assigned outcome. And how do you deal with that? Thank you very much.
Premier.
No, thanks, Honorable Speaker. I don't understand the reason why a post of an entity will be sent to the Premier's office, because MRTT is not an entity of the Premier's office. So I don't think that it is correct that this process is delayed by the Premier's office. Let me acknowledge that there is a problem that we are going to deal with it. We will ensure, as I have indicated, that all the funded posts that we advertise, we must appoint in reasonable time. So we'll also deal with this one, but it is not in my office. There is no post that will go to the office. I have delegated Honorable Mukabela I've delegated the appointment of officials to department, except 2. If you'll blame my office on the DG, HOD, and DDGs, then you will be correct to say that the office of the Premier is delaying. So I know that you will say that must account on behalf of government. I accept, so we're going to pay special attention then.
Thank you very much.
So they are lying using your office. They reported that to us.
Mkhabela, Premier has responded.
Lied. We're coming for them.
Now moving
we
to
are
the
coming
next
for
question. We are on question number 6, Honorable Premier, from Honorable Weber to ask the Honorable Premier.
Yeah, they must learn to own up. When even in the past, Honorable Premier, the former Premier, used to complain when we used to say that they were still waiting for the Premier. Honorable W.L. Weber, FF Plus, to ask the Honorable Premier, the province faces a substantial influx of undocumented immigrants, leading to cross-border crimes and increased pressure on community resources. Areas such as Sabi, Barberton, and Pilgrim Rest has consistently experienced a rise in illegal mining activities, with so-called Zamazamas, mafia gangs operating as they please. Often these gangs are heavily armed and dangerous. The border issues are also contributing to the expansion of informal settlement. The presence of these undocumented individuals has not only led to an increase in crime, but also overwhelmed health and education facilities. Essential infrastructure like water, sanitation, and roads, already threadbare, is now under severe pressure. Can the Premier confirm whether there is any enhanced border control and whether any collaboration with national authorities has taken place to strengthen border security and manage illegal immigration effectively? If so, please clarify what these measures are and if they have yielded any successes yet. Border control is a competency placed at the national sphere of government. In this regard, the Border Management Authority came into being in terms of the Border Management Act 2 of 2020. They are reporting directly to National Department of Home Affairs. The BMA does its work in collaboration with South African National Defence Force, South African Revenue Services, the South African Police Service, and other relevant role players in the border control environment. This is done in line with Section 5 of the Border Management Authority Act 2 of 2020. As such, all these efforts have enhanced border control and collaboration within the border law enforcement. In summation, the following have been done: a creation of the BMA, employment and deployment of 192 border law enforcement officers in various ports in Mpumalanga responsible for port of entry, corridor management, and border law enforcement area. The deployment of the SANDF official through Joint Tech HQ in Mpumalanga in various ports. Deployment of subs, operations, Volumgo, the contingent in various ports in Mpumalanga, coordination and cooperation through the Port Management Committee and Provincial Joint Operation, establishment and participation in the Border Security Operations Committee, establishment and participation in the provincial justice, crime prevention, and security cluster. In respect of successes, since the 1st of April 2024, approximately 12,030 illegal persons entering the Republic without the relevant documentation were detected within the border law enforcement area, and 1,603 were refused entry, while 10,427 illegal foreigners were deported, with mostly being undocumented Mozambican nationals and few Eswatini nationals, while 4,291 persons were declared undesirable. The BMA recorded an increase in traveler statistics at Libombo border post, surpassing Beitbridge, due to increased law enforcement within the border law enforcement area. As such, the measures put in place are gradually yielding the desired results. In the ongoing fight against illegal mining, can the Premier please confirm how often he has deployed specialized law enforcement units to target unlawful mining operations and rehabilitate affected areas, and what the success rate of these are? Operation Vulumgodi was launched to combat illegal mining activities, mitigate associated security risk, and address the socio-economic consequences within Mpumalanga province and other affected regions, and is operating weekly. Operation Vulumgodi operates under a 5-pillar operational approach and is informed by national and provincial security objective to stabilize mining regions and uphold regulatory compliance with the Mineral and Petroleum Resources Development Act. The operation involves collaboration among various stakeholders, including SAPS, SANDF, provincial government, and other law enforcement agencies, ensuring a holistic, multidisciplinary approach. The operations have delivered significant results in combating illegal mining and associated criminal activities. Operation Vala Umgodi has been instrumental in addressing illegal mining in Mpumalanga and beyond. The strategic coordination of resources, competent task teams, and stringent financial accountability mechanism underscore its effectiveness in achieving the stated objectives. The department remains committed to ensuring a sustainable and secure mining environment, upholding the rule of law, and safeguarding the socio-economic interests of affected communities. Has the Premier been engaging with the neighboring countries to address cross-border challenges and promote regional stability? And has any solution or cooperation been achieved? Border Management Authority, as a member of Justice, Crime Prevention and Security Cluster, arrange regular bilateral meetings with their Mozambican and Kingdom of Eswatini counterparts, where various issues, including border challenges cooperation, are discussed. Can the Premier confirm whether the Border Management Authority's piloting of new technologies like drones and body cameras have been launched at the Mpumalanga border post, and whether these demonstrated the power of digital information to secure and enhance border management? Drones, body-worn cameras, and push-to-talk technologies were piloted in the 2024-25 festive season at Libombo and Oshuk ports of entry. The deployment of drones, body cameras, and push-to-talk radios significantly enhance surveillance and security measures, ensuring the detection and deterrence of irregular activities such as illegal crossing and smuggling. The technology provided real-time data feeds to the control room and aerial surveillance capabilities. The utilization of technologies supported on-ground law enforcement effort response team with actionable information and enabled guaranteed apprehensions through the utilization of the technology. An unprecedented number of deportations at Libombo post of entry were witnessed, wherein deportations increased from 80 in November 2024 to 3,481 in December 2024, while at Oslo port of entry, the deportations increased from 18 in November 2024 to 359 in December 2024. In addition, the drones serve as a deterrence for those who were afraid of crossing while they were drones. The message of the drones being in operation went beyond the border law enforcement space, and the word of mouth on their presence heightened the fear of illegal crossers. The body-worn cameras increased accountability and transparency in the noted ports of entry, while the push-to-talk radios allowed for the control room officials to guide the response team to locate and apprehend the illegal travelers. The initiative has proven that there is room for the usage of technology in the border management, and it remains the most efficient and effective manner to protect our post of entry and the borderline. Drones, body-worn cameras, and push-to-talk technology were piloted in the 2024-25 festive season, as I have already indicated. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. Let me ask from Honorable Weber if he has got a follow-up question.
Yes, please, Madam Speaker. As I see it, it's not only the immigrants that are the problem, it's the syndicates behind the immigrants. Are you winning the war against the syndicates?
One can say that there is progress, and we hope that together, if we work as a team, one day we are going to win against the syndicates. Thanks.
Thank you, Honorable Premier. Do we have any other follow-up questions from other members? Honorable Ndlovu. Please open your mic.
Okay, thank you, Speaker. My question is concerning drone good. Are they placed in an entrance gate only, or also in our imaginary border fence? Thank you.
I did not.
I didn't also capture the question.
My question was that the drone, because the Premier was saying that they were implementing a drone strategy during festive seasons, whereby people were being checked through the drone. So my question was that, those drones were only installed in the main entrance gate or also in our imaginary fence borders? Nah.
You are also confusing me.
Yeah, because I'm also not aware of the imaginary cross borders.
The imaginary cross borders. We don't have the imaginary cross borders, but one can say that for now we're concentrating right at the border gate, but we also try to extend. So we are going to extend this service. to control all our borders. But for now, we're still concentrating at the gate.
Thank you very much.
Dennis
Honorable
Dipsy.
Premier. The next question from, follow-up question, Honorable Lukele. I don't know what's happening with my timing now.
Honorable Speaker, mine is not a question, but it's a clarity-seeking question to the Honorable Premier.
On the question that has been posed?
Yes. No, not on the question, but on his reply. That somewhere that got lost. I heard him speaking of volume code, Operation Volume Code, Operation Volume Code. So I'm confused. Which one is which? Is it Vula or Vala?
Honorable Lukele, we are giving you an opportunity for a follow-up question. Premier, we are now on question number 7 by Honorable P.E. Shongwe to ask the Honorable Premier.
We should not use the two concepts interchangeably. You are correct. In future, I will guard. Honorable P. Shongwe, MK Party, to ask the Honorable Premier. The Premier spoke about investing on our people through the local government infrastructure project, which include, amongst others, the support to be given to municipalities to provide bulk infrastructure, building of storm water drainage system and road maintenance in different municipalities. In the past week, we have witnessed heavy rains causing huge damage to the infrastructure. The investment the Premier spoke about was going to contribute to the GDP of our province and increase the number of economically active people in our province. Have we, as a province, Honorable Premier, seen any tangible benefits in the money spent in this infrastructure project in municipalities? Our assertion is that the Premier, with his administration, fail our people. I am not going to respond on this last part of failing our people, as I indicated, that today they said that I must behave very well here because we want to request you to go and vote for the budget, national. The concern regarding infrastructure development and its impact on the province economy are valid, especially considering the recent damage caused by heavy rains. Despite these challenges, there has been some notable achievements in infrastructure development. The census 2022 has proven that the government investment on infrastructure is indeed yielding the desired results, given the increases on access to water, sanitation, electricity, and refuse removal. One of the government priorities over the MTDP period is inclusive economy and job creation, and as such, government will continue investing in bulk infrastructure and roads and stormwater infrastructure to guarantee private sector investment in our municipalities. Thanks.
Honorable Premier. Honorable Shongwe, do you have any follow-up question?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I welcome the response from the Premier, from the Honorable Premier. But us, as Umkhonto Wesizwe Party, Honorable Speaker, we are a bit disappointed and worried because most of this project that the Premier is referring to are incomplete. And this leads to them not fulfilling the intended objective of contributing to the GDP of the province. Can therefore the Premier take us into confidence and declare here and now, how will the Premier make sure that investments of public infrastructures is not delayed, as this will alone make it possible that we see the tangible benefits of the investments made on public infrastructure. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Premier.
No, thanks. We will accept the concerns that is raised by MK Party, and that, as I indicated, we are paying special attention when you talk of water in the province. We are paying special attention to the 13%, because in terms of census here in Mpumalanga, roughly close to 87, I think 87 point something or 0.6% of people are getting water here in Mpumalanga. Even in terms of sanitation, we have got more people that are having access to dry and wet sanitation. We have got more people that have got access to electricity. So we accept the concern that you are raising. We'll pay special attention. We even have our own engagement with municipalities last week, where we're engaging on various issues that are affecting municipalities. So we'll pay special attention on all projects that are incomplete. When we're engaging, we indicated that we also have our own projects that are incomplete at the provincial level. We said that we are going to pay special attention on projects that are incomplete at the local sphere and also at the provincial level. Thanks. Next week, we'll be engaging with mining companies here that are operating here in Mpumalanga to request them that they must come to the party. We indicated that our fiscus alone will not be able to meet the expectations of the people of Mpumalanga. So we will not delay. We are hard at work here in Mpumalanga. When we wake up every day in the morning, we work very hard to improve the life of the people of Mpumalanga.
Thank you very much, Premier. Any follow-up question from other members? Honorable Masango.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, I hear what the Premier is saying. We have a plan or whatever. Speaker, I think the Premier, can you just be specific? Because really the projects are too many that are incomplete. And probably indicate what would be your action, because we are just having so many projects that are incomplete and we start other ones. Can you just be specific, not a plan? A plan, I think we are tired now of a plan. We need specific to say what are we going to do.
Premier?
If you don't ask me a specific question, I will also not be able to give you a specific answer. There was a specific question that was raised here about the altitude. We responded on the altitude. So if you have a specific question, then we'll be able to respond. But here, I was just responding to the question that has been raised by the honorable member, on service delivery general.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. Honorable Masango, you want to make another follow-up? We've got one opportunity to make a follow-up.
Yeah, no, thank you, Speaker. The Premier wanted me to make a specific, and the specific one is the parliamentary village that I can mention.
Okay. Now, Premier, you want to come in?
I will be responding for the last time, because it may happen that when we don't respond, when members are making follow-up questions, they think that we don't know what is happening in the province. On the parliamentary village, we said that we know the problem that is affecting us on the parliamentary village. We have got construction mafias that are hindering the progress of this project. We said that we're declaring war, that I will lead from the front, and that the target for us to complete this project is by the end of September this year. But we're declaring war, we're getting there, we are going to complete that project. But I will not welcome that members throw in new project. Yeah, if you want to ask about specific project, I think members will ask me, will come back and respond at the right time, but not here now.
Thank you, Honorable Premier. We're now moving to question number 8 by Honorable Mbuyane to ask the Honorable Premier.
Yeah, indeed, you are correct, Honorable Sidibe. Comrade Mbuyana is a communist. We are working very well with the Communist Party, and that those that they wish to see us fighting with the SACP, you are not going to get that. We are coming from the NEC. The SG is going to speak on behalf of the African National Congress, but we are engaging with the alliance. Honorable L.A. Mbuyana, ANC, to ask the Honorable Premier, several communities in and around Nkomazi, Bushbuck Ridge, and Sinkazi have been plaguing by continuing load reduction even during the time where there was no load shedding. There's also been alleged corruption where ESCOM officials, especially technicians and storemen responsible for the ordering and distribution of transformers. Can the Honorable Premier provide detailed reason why there has been constant load reduction even during the time the country has no load shedding? Load reduction is commonly implemented in areas where the electricity network is frequently overloaded due to issues such as illegal connections and meter bypasses. These unauthorized activities create excessive demand, putting a strain on the infrastructure and raising the risk of equipment failure. In most cases, ESCOM will reduce the load in these high-risk areas to safeguard the network from total collapse and ensure its safety and sustainability. Why are there constant load reduction experienced by those who are staying in black communities and not those staying in towns and suburbs? These communities often face high rates of illegal electricity connections, causing network strain and requiring load reduction to protect infrastructure integrity. It is very rare or uncommon to find illegal connections in suburbs like here in Nelspruit. Has ESCOM started a full-scale investigation on the alleged corruption, especially the technician who audit homes that solicit bribes from communities whose transformers got damaged? Storemen are alleged to be conniving with service providers of certain parts and transformers. I like how you craft your question, the words alleged. Honorable Mbuyana, others they were going to tell us that storemen are involved. So you are saying that it's alleged. When corruption is alleged against ESCOM employees, the organization conducts thorough investigations until the matter is resolved. If any officials are found guilty, appropriate disciplinary actions are taken. In case of specific cases that are unknown by ESCOM, details must be provided to ESCOM for further investigation. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. Honorable Mbuyane, do you have any follow-up question?
No, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I think the Premier answered all my questions conclusively. Therefore, I don't have a follow-up question.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mbuyane. Do we have any follow-up questions from other members? Thank you. There is none. We are now moving to question number 9 by Honorable J. Seidel to the Honorable Premier.
I thought, Honorable Speaker, you will say that you have exhausted your 2 hours.
You'll have 30 minutes, Honorable Premier.
Oh. Honorable J. Seidel, ANC, to ask the Honorable Premier, infrastructure development is the process of planning, designing, construction, and maintaining the physical structures necessary for the functioning of society. These include roads, bridges, communication networks, airports, power plants, water treatment facilities, hospitals, and schools, to name the few. Can the Honorable Premier update this August House as to how many of the above-mentioned infrastructure projects has been implemented by the provincial government and how much was allocated in the 2024-25 financial year? A total of 4 billion was allocated for various infrastructure to be implemented by the Department of Public Works, Roads and Transport during the 2024-25 financial year. These include 2.8 billion for building infrastructure projects and 1.2 billion for transport infrastructure projects at either design, procurement, implementation, or completion stage. The department completed a total of 124 designs and 108 projects on behalf of various client departments. Education, we completed 116 building infrastructure designs and 94 projects. Health, we completed 1 design and 6 projects. Social development, we completed 1 design and 1 project. Culture, sport, recreation, we completed 6 design and 5 projects. Renewable energy, we completed phase 1 at the Riverside Government Complex and completed solar installation at Mametlake Hospital. Transport infrastructure program has 16 active projects currently under construction, which include upgrading from gravel to surface road, block paving, rehabilitation of coal and non-coal haulage road, Wellisizwe Rural Bridges Program, culvert repair, slip failures with a total budget of 1.2 billion in the current financial year or in the financial year 2024 and 2025. The following works were completed under transport infrastructure: 3 designs for road infrastructure project, rehabilitation of flood damaged bridge at the Mlumati River crossing, 3 copies, Honorable Ngwenya. Rehabilitation of road D1411 at Chwene, rehabilitation of coal haulage road D1555 near Vonderfontein, Emakazeni, which is 11.1 kilometers. 20 kilometers of gravel roads were upgraded to surface road. 4 kilometers of gravel roads were upgraded to paved roads. 272,509 square meters of surface road were rehabilitated. 527,105 square meters of surface roads were resealed. 240 1,427 square meters of surface roads were patched, blacktop patching. 190 kilometers of gravel roads were re-gravel, and 24,329 kilometers of gravel roads were bladed. The following transport infrastructure projects were completed: rehabilitation of coal haulage road between Delmas and the N12, upgrading of road in Sitabiseni from Bundu to R25, which is 3 kilometers, and this is phase 1. Upgrading of road D187 from Tweefontein to Jamesburg Spruit, phase 3. Construction of a culvert in Gomorrah on road D2946 and construction of culvert in Dagakral on road D282. The department has further handed over 4 completed Welisizwe bridges to the community of Tembisilehane local municipalities. These bridges have improved access for learners who go to school across villages, and traders now have access to new market. Can the Honorable Premier please indicate to this House as to whether the R36 roads from Caroline to Emelo does form part of the above-mentioned project, and indicate what is the name of the contractor that was awarded this contract and for what value? The Caroline Brighton Emelo R36 road does not form part of the above-mentioned project, as the road has been transferred to SANRAL and now proclaimed as a national road. The department has not appointed any contractor, as the road is no longer in the asset of the province. Can the Honorable Premier give an analysis of the provincial government's revenue collections and the strategy to augment income generation measures? The provincial revenue collection strategy was developed by Provincial Treasurer. The Department of Public Works Roads and Transport revenue is mainly generated from rental of capital asset and impound fees for public transport vehicles that are non-compliant to legislative prescriptions. The money collected is paid into department bank account on a daily basis. The revenue collected by the department is then transferred to Provincial Treasurer on a monthly basis. Treasurer then allocates funds to various departments at the beginning of each financial year. Thanks, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. Honorable Saidel, any follow-up question?
No, thank you once more, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. One welcomes the responses from the Honorable Premier. Indeed, the executive is hard at work. One would really say, in terms of strengthening the work of the executive, we will continue to play an oversight on the work of the executive, as well as holding the executive accountable. And we appreciate the partnership, Honorable Premier, that you have entered with the private sector as well. But indeed, I think sufficient information has been shared with the House this morning. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Saidel. Any follow-up question? Honorable Masango.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, I hear this R36 road from Carolina to Emelo, and I've had some few roads that are also R30, R something, which are provincial roads that are given to SANRAL. But my question, Premier, is just to say, as the province, these are short roads and they are within our towns. We need to hold somebody accountable for the poor roads. And if we are going to say it's SANRAL, probably the community is going to be confused, because we have taught the community to say anything that says R is a provincial road. And if it is not and N, it means it's a provincial. So, and some education needs to be done because, people will be complaining about this province and not only to know that that road is no more a provincial road, is now a national road or central road. We need to know who to hold accountable.
Premier?
When I was a student, there was a lecture that when you ask her a question, she will say that you know the answer. You're asking me a question that you know the answer. Please assist to provide the answer. I like the other part that you said that there is a need for us to workshop our people. I think that is very important. We are accepting if it's a road of the province, we'll have to account. But generally, we, as EXCO, we said to, even when we're engaging with municipalities and national, that people don't know to differentiate between national, provincial, and local project. So we'll account. That's why some of the questions that you are asking me here, I was going to tell you that this is not within my competence. I'm also responding here. So we are going to account and on service delivery in the province. But the workshop is also very important. It doesn't mean that all the rules that have an R that are provincial rules. There are so many rules that have been transferred to Central. Even the R40, it was only between, on the R40, it was only between Nelspruit and White River that was a provincial route, but the rest of this route was transferred long ago. So we have got so many routes that are transferred to Central. But in terms of accountability, because we are, the ANC is in charge of government, the ANC-led government, we are going to account. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. We now moving to the next question on our paper, which is question number 10 by Honorable M.N. Ngwenya to ask the Honorable Premier.
Honorable M.N. Ngwenya, my friend, EFF, Ozaskulu Makhelwane, asked me the following question. Honorable Premier, Nkangala District alone has 119 operational mines that is worth over 200 billion, but this does not attest to the living conditions of the people of Nkangala, considering the high unemployment rate in the area and lack of houses and basic service delivery. What positive impact that these mines have on the life of the people of Nkangala? The mines are the backbone of the economy of the province and the Nkangala district in particular. The mines contribute to job creation in the province. Coal mines supply power stations with coal, which produces electricity for the province and for the country at large. Mines and power stations create more than 70,000 job opportunities for our people and also support small and medium-sized businesses in the province. A significant number of our people are in the transport industry, transporting coal from mines to power stations and to the ports of Maputo and Richards Bay. One can say that our people in Nkangala, to some extent, Herdsband, are dependent on the mining industry for job opportunities and business opportunities. How many blacks and black women are direct owners of the mines? There are many participants in the mining value chain by blacks and black women, but it will be difficult for the province to have the correct list of those of the PDI who are owners of the mine, since I am going to have an engagement with them on the 15th. I think I will also be able to know the total number of mining companies that are owned by women here in the province. It must also be clear that while the mining activities are taking place in our province, mining is a national competence, and the statistics of mining ownership rest with the Department of Mineral Resources, who are the custodian of this area of work. What is your plan to address the red tape that deny the blacks to get mining rights to start their own mining operations? The province is in constant discussion with the Department of Mineral Resources, Mintech, and other stakeholders in the mining sector to support the junior miners program to address the red tape and to capacitate the junior miners to understand the challenges of the mining programs and identify those areas that inhibit black participation in the sector. The province is working with the Department of Mineral Resources to monitor the implementation of the mining charter to ensure that the playing field is level to ensure participation of the black majority. One of the reasons I announced that my government intention is to launch a mining school was informed by the need to capacitate our people on how to become miners. What will you do as the Premier to cap the massive job losses that is happening as a result of contractual employment by contractors contracted by the mine? The province has engaged stakeholders in the mining sector and generally the captains of industry in the province to look at ways of protecting jobs while addressing some of the challenges that inhibit investment in the industry, thus leading to job losses. The province is intervening in the mining sector by fixing the road infrastructure that enable the mining product to be easily transported to the ports for export, which in return will create job opportunities and save existing jobs while earning the country foreign exchange income. The province will continue the dialogue with the private sector, since the role of government is to create an enabling legal environment which will ensure that the private sector can invest their money and create the much needed jobs. Thanks, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. Honorable Ngwenya, any follow-up question? Thank you very much, Honorable Ngwenya. Any follow-up questions from other members? None whatsoever. We now moving to question number 11 by Honorable S.J. Masango to ask the Honorable Premier.
Honorable S.J. Masango, DA, to ask the Honorable Premier. Honorable Premier, towards the end of 2024, a lot of our municipalities in the province were plagued by water shortages being caused by extremely high water losses and persistent drought conditions. Will the Premier answer the following questions? In future, don't ask me this question if I will answer. It's obvious that the answer will be yes. I am going to answer. Honorable Premier, can you share the detailed plan that you will implement within your tenure to ensure that future availability of water in the province? In this regard, please provide the specific areas that you will focus on, the steps you have identified, and time frames it is worth noting that global warming and climate change are affecting South Africa as much as they are affecting the rest of the world. Climate change has significantly influenced water resource management worldwide, and Mpumalanga is no exception. The province, known for its diverse ecosystems and reliance on water for agriculture, mining, domestic use, has been increasingly affected by climate-related changes. Some notable changes due to global warming are fluctuating rainfall patterns with prolonged droughts in some areas, while some areas experience extreme rainfall patterns, water scarcity due to reduced surface and groundwater level, intensifying competition for water amongst users, and flooding due to unpredictable and intense storms, leading to damages to infrastructure, water contamination, and a strain on the drainage system. All these events affect the reliability of water supply, even with detailed infrastructure planning, implementation, and maintenance plans. The Mpumalanga province is generally known as a water-scarce region. Therefore, the water conservation strategy will be applied throughout all municipalities with emphasis on obtaining no-drop certifications, which indicates minimal water losses from water treatment plants and the associated reticulation system. The step towards achieving success in this intervention include the finalization of the provincial water master plan, updating of water conservation and demand management plans for all municipalities, and the promotion of innovation in water conservation by the private sector, such as grey water recycling, acid mine water treatment, rainwater harvesting, pressure reducing valves, and smart meter installation, ensuring the availability of water through water storage and harvesting. The construction of the Mbombela Dam, which is currently at feasibility, will assist the province in ensuring future water availability. A number of projects are also implemented through various bulk water supply schemes, which incorporate in their scope the construction of water reservoirs to store and supply water for communities. The problem of drought is a reality given the advent of climate change worldwide, as reflected earlier. The province, working with the Department of Water and Sanitation, will always explore the use of emergency pipelines available to assist communities during the period of drought. The exploration of underground water remains an available option for the province to guarantee water security during difficult periods of drought. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. Honorable Masango, any follow-up question?
Yes, thank you, Speaker. Speaker, I still think the Honorable didn't answer on my time frames. Can you please answer on the time frames, if possible? And Honorable Premier, I think you are still owing me the master plan for the province. You promised me. I will also ask for that. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Masango. Honorable Premier.
We are going to finalize the master plan, and in the master plan, that's where you will get all the necessary information and the amount that is needed. But be rest assured that, as I indicated, that we still have got 12.8 or 5% of people without water in the province are paying special attention and will work up until all the households here in the province have access to clean water. So it's a journey that will continuously travel together with the people of Mpumalanga, including you, Mr. Masango. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. Any follow-up questions from other members? Honorable Sikaleti.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I just want to find out with regards to the programs of the No Drop, Green Drop, Blue Drop. Are they still continuing? Are they being strengthened? Are there ratings for municipalities throughout the province? And then also with regards to the WSDP, are municipalities also being held accountable for their development of their water services plans in that regard, especially with regards to the rising pollution litigation that is happening in various municipalities, whether it's Govenembeki, Dipaleseng, and some other municipalities that have had judgments against them in terms of the contamination of streams because of their lack of cleaning of their wastewater effluent. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Skaleti. Honorable Premier.
Yeah, Honorable Speaker. In the past, you used to assist me when they were giving me new questions. So this is a new question. But I think one should indicate that we will provide you, I know that some of the questions are not new here, but we'll provide you with a comprehensive report. We have the comprehensive report from Cogstar, where we'll indicate even municipalities that they are encountering more pollution. I know that you are talking about even Tabachwewe and also other areas. You are going to get a comprehensive report. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. I think now we have exhausted our 2 hours for questions. Honorable Premier, before I then adjourn the meeting, let me just request from honorable members that on the matter that has been raised by Honorable Malachi on the question that was the same as the previous question that has been sent, what we are going to request that they withdraw that question and submit the other question that will replace this one, simply because the reason was that the administration could not, anticipate that it is entirely the same. However, the content was the same. The second matter that I want to raise is that, honorable members, if we can request that members avoid to ask too much of this statistical question during the oral question, because the norm and the principle was that such are being asked for the written reply. So that is what I just wanted to say. Honorable members, this brings us to the end of our today's business. You are therefore requested to remain standing in your places until the procession has left the chamber. The House is now adjourned until the 15th of April at 14 hours in this very chamber. Thank you very much.
All rise.